We left Grangrik, Marlon, and Badger, the adventurers, displaced in Barovia. They were on their way back to the village of Barovia when they were set upon by a group of Vistani, fighting back at the precipice of a bridge on the road. They overcame their assailants with clever spells and knocking their foes to the floor. Uh, they have gathered up one assailant who they knocked unconscious and carried him to the uh, to the edge of the village. And night, although you cannot see although you have not seen no sign of sun while you've been here, as the grey mists have covered the sky, darkness quickly begins to envelop uh, this valley as the mist seems to come even closer. Let's throw it over you.
So, just a quick question, DM, about the darkness and the sun. So, there's no actual sunlight while we're here in Barovia, but there is a lightness around as much as it is dull and muted through the fog.
That's a great way to put it. Yep.
And then once night, or what we assume to be night, I guess, it turns full, like basically
Dark.
nighttime.
Yeah.
Does the fog still exist at nighttime?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Um, I believe the unconscious, whatever he is over Badger's shoulder.
He is.
I will turn to Badger and Marlon. I know we were heading back to the village, but seeing as we have an opportunity to possibly learn some information, perhaps we should quickly duck off or make ourselves slightly more unseen as an opportunity to interrogate this person.
Um, what do you have in mind? What?
Well, I have the ability to revitalize someone and wake him up. Actually, that being said, what I would actually do is while he's on Badger's shoulder, and I'll just quickly place a hand on his shoulder and just
Mhm.
cast Spare the Dying.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we'll say if we maybe can find out some information about his master. I believe he referred to his master as the one who was wanting that tome.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can find some information about where he might be hiding, or even any sort of background information, I think we should take the opportunity and maybe even some information about heading back into the village. The only thing is I am not very talkative.
I mean, I believe me and Marlon could do. I think Marlon's pretty good at it.
Okay. Well, I'll leave that to you, and I will bring him back.
Marlon nods and agrees as he chews on a stick of jerky.
Nice. Well, just I suppose so we have some direction about what we should be quizzing this person about. I mean, it should definitely be where can we find this person? I'm blanking on their name.
Strahd?
Strahd. Yeah. Where we can find him. Perhaps any information about
Uh,
his abilities or things we should be aware of, maybe?
I'm also curious if we can learn a bit about maybe some of the information from our future telling. One being if there's any knowledge he might have about this road that leads to the bottom of a mountain.
Mm.
Also, if he knows of an entertaining man with a monkey.
True. I mean, and maybe he might know something about a throne fit for a king. So these
Yeah.
are all questions that we could ask him. And
Also, I'm curious why he would be helping Strahd. He seemed to be kind of the same group of people that we traveled in with, and I don't know. It seems. I mean, I know that people have their motivations for doing things that. But this thing, almost unanimously, this leader is almost unanimously, bad, right? Like he's not a good dude. So
I mean, DM, refresh my memory. Did they look exactly the same as the people that we traveled in with, Stanimir and his crew?
They weren't the same people, if that's what you're asking, but the
Yep.
same, like same general dress, the same.
It wasn't a uniform though, or anything like that.
It's not a uniform. It's like a flamboyancy to what they wear, almost. And you've noted that from the one person and the one lady that you met in Barovia, and the group that you saw with the pitchforks, they all seemed very dull and mellow and pale. Whereas these other people that have referred to themselves as the Vistani have seemed more
No, we lost him.
Yeah, that was Dale. wasn't it?
colorful
Yeah.
and even like
Oh,
and they
oh,
how much of that did you guys get? Because I froze.
Right about
Yeah.
after Vistani.
So did you get so they refer to themselves as the Vistani. They are their clothes more flamboyant and there's more color in their face than that of the Barovians that you've seen
Okay.
in Mary, who was the lady that you saw in the town in
Who
the
was the
village of
singer
Barovia
child?
first, and
Yeah.
the 9 Barovians that you saw on the road are holding the pitchforks.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And you said the Barovians were more pale, whereas these Vistani are more just flamboyant, I suppose, in just what they're wearing. But are they still as pale?
No, they seem to have almost more color to their face.
Okay. Cool.
is that a healthy color or is that is it their
A
skin
healthy
tone?
color.
Yeah, they have more of a healthy color to them. Okay.
All right. Cool.
The other thing I'd say is, what are we doing after we get the information from this guy? Are we gonna kill him? Are we gonna let him go? What are we thinking? Because that needs to be discussed before we wake him up as well.
Well,
I'm happy to do it, but I mean, I just,
it is not something I would probably be the most comfortable with, but in the situation that we are currently in and what possibly we are about to face, I can't say it would be the best idea to leave this person alive.
yeah, I mean, well, let's look at the options. We kill him and nothing gets out, and we, possibly he already knows, Strahd already knows that we're here, and so it doesn't change anything if we let him go. So they're the two options. Do we think that Strahd may know we're here already?
I think so. They knew we had the tome.
There's a chance
Someone
that
had the tome.
Strahd might not
While
know
this
we're here.
discussion's going on, you get this feeling like your hair stand on the back of your neck, and you just get this distinct feeling like something is watching.
Mm.
Can I look around?
Yeah, can I try and assist in looking around?
Absolutely. Roll me a perception check with advantage, or you can each roll one.
Or you, brother?
Okay. 22.
You look around. It's hard in the dark. Do you have
Dark vision?
do you have dark vision, by the way?
I have 10-foot blind sight.
Okay. So within 10 feet, you notice there is nothing but the people you see.
Yeah. I don't think I have
Um,
dark vision. It doesn't say they have dark vision, so I don't think so.
Okay. So
Oh, hang on. No,
that
dark
roll,
vision. A monster with dark vision. Oh, hang on. It's just this thing.
that's just a description of
It's
what
just
dark
whether a
vision is.
halfling would have dark vision.
Yeah, I don't know if
I don't think they do.
I don't think I
I
do.
also
No, I
don't
don't think I
think
do. No, I don't think I do.
Okay. So roll me just a straight roll instead, or
Oh,
give
okay.
me, because you would have disadvantage, but you get the advantage. So just a straight roll.
Right. Natural 20.
Awesome. Somehow you
26.
see even better.
26.
You look around.
I like this dice.
That's silly.
Silly.
You look
That
around.
was your fault, by
and-
the way. Just FYI, that was your fault.
Mhm. And there's nothing. You can't see anything looking at you. Nothing that.
Bless you.
And then, as your attention, your eyes die back, and you notice a flicker of the light from the nearby town catch in the eyes of a raven sitting on. But then, as you look, you see there's various ravens perched around,
Okay.
and
Yeah, we're
as
being watched.
just as you kind of glimpse over at the one, its head kind of darts and it flies off into the woods.
Yeah. We're being watched. So they know we're here. So
Perhaps we should travel into the village of Barovia and interrogate this person there.
Yes, I agree.
Do you think Mary would be against us taking this person into where we spoke to her, and we could use the ruse of that we are interrogating this person to try and find Mary's daughter, which I'm blanking on a name. Did we get a name of the daughter?
Gertruda.
You did?
Gertruda.
Mhm.
There we go.
Thank you.
Um,
What do you guys think about that?
Yes, I think it's a
yeah, I think
great
that's not a
idea.
bad idea. I think the only thing we're going to run into is if this guy happens to be Mary's husband. But
Well, they were.
what are the chances
were,
of that?
They were Barovians, and this is
Yeah.
a Vistani, so I think
That's a good point.
we should be good.
Ah, good point.
So
Cool.
I think we head on to the village.
I think that's a good call.
We were
Um,
only about a half a mile or a mile away or something like that. Was that true? So we're not far.
No, not far at all.
What I might do though is, as we start moving towards the village, I will take like my bedroll basically and like unfurl it and just like lay it over the top of the unconscious guy over
Mhm.
Badger's shoulder, so
Mhm.
it's a little bit harder to see that we're
Tuck it.
carrying a body.
Tuck him in.
Okay.
Yep.
Are we moving?
Um,
We should move stealthily too, just in case someone sees that shouldn't.
I mean, we're moving pretty slowly at the moment because we're carrying this guy, but I honestly think we just head straight to the village and get to the Mary's house as quickly as possible.
Okay.
The person we don't want seeing is likely already seeing. It seems like.
That's a good
So,
point. Okay.
All right. So you guys head into the village, and it's much as when you were here last. You notice that in the darkness, however, you can better see that it's not completely derelict. You see various houses with these maybe a faint glow coming out between the boards. And as you enter the center of the town, where Mary's house is, you actually see that across from that, you see. I can actually bring up a little. I love this part.
Is this on roll 20?
No.
Picture.
So, I mean, we can. Are you guys on roll 20?
I'm about
I
to.
am.
Just loading it up
I
now.
can. I can ping to buildings if we are. I'll bring up the map of.
I'm just loading up now.
I'll bring us all to Barovia.
Barovia. I think Mary's was this big corner house, right?
Correct. Go away.
Damn,
I'm
Mary's
just saying
rich.
across the street.
I believe that was actually no. Mary's was this one here.
This one
Not
here.
not that. Not the big one. Was the slightly smaller one that you'd
It's
come
still
around
pretty
to.
big.
That makes more sense.
But as you enter, and you enter from this way, from this area here,
Mhm.
and as you come to the main square, you notice that the building here, E1, a single shaft of light thrusts illumination into the main square, its brightness looking like a solid pillar in the heavy fog. Above the gaping doorway, a sign hangs precariously askew, proclaiming this to be the Blood on the Vine Tavern. And you see this large tavern that seems relatively well maintained, kind of in comparison to the surrounding village.
Mm.
What was the name again? I'm sorry.
Blood on the Vine Tavern.
Blood on the
Okay.
vine.
Yes. The
Um,
building to the north of that, the large one here. Oh, sorry, that is E2. Sorry, that is the blood. E2 is the blood
okay.
on the vine. My bad.
Yeah.
That other building that you see seems to be there's no light coming, no bright light coming from inside. There's a very dull light, but it reads Bildrath's Mercantile, and that's that E1. But you, I assume you head past to Mad Mary or to Mary's.
yes.
So you head to Mary's. Yes. What would you like to do? Coming up, there's no one out on the streets.
I would sort of very much be looking out and around and sort of hurrying Badger along and trying to scoot him if I can.
Mm.
And then yeah, as we get up to the door, I'll sort of knock on the door and Mary, and then I'll realize I never actually spoke to Mary and grab Marlon and just sort of push him in front.
Hello, Mary.
Who is it?
It's the travelers from earlier today. The short one and the tall one.
Door kind of creaks open. You shouldn't be out tonight. Quickly.
Oh, thank
And
you.
she quickly opens the door, but only just enough for you to squeeze through.
Just me.
For
All of us? Okay.
for all of you to squeeze through, but like does not fully open the door. It's like just a little bit, and she even like has to like slightly open a little bit more, of course, for Badger, but
Mhm.
kind of
Oh.
reluctantly does so and quickly closes it behind.
Thank you.
And
Thank you very much.
she is standing there holding a single candle that is burning, and that is the only light within the.
If possible, just before, so I would have liked to have been the last one to enter the door after Badger carrying the guy. Just before she tries to slam the door shut, I just want to see if I can spin around and just see if anyone is looking at us going into the house.
Roll me a perception check. Do you have dark vision?
120 feet.
Awesome. Roll me a standard perception check, please.
A 12 for a 16.
Someone could have seen you, but you don't catch anyone directly watching.
Cool, no problem. And I'll close the door, and then what I'll do is I'll put my staff and sort of make a wedge almost up against the door.
Yes, very,
and
very good, very good. Why have you returned? Do you have news of my daughter?
We don't have news yet. However, we were in a bit of a scuffle earlier, and we have someone that we need to ask a question about, and it may lead to something that is believed related to your daughter. Do you mind if we question him here? I think it would be best if you go upstairs.
I do not want this in my house. This is you could bring his wrath down on me. Do you understand?
Mary, but I'm sorry, you don't know me. My name is Grangrik. I'm with Marlon and Badger here, but I think you may be misunderstood. We believe this person may be responsible for the kidnapping of Mary, and we had nowhere else to take her. So, do you have a spare room? We promise we won't let him know that this is your house or who else is involved. But we really need to interrogate this person because we believe they might have something to do with Mary's disappearance.
Gertrude's disappearance.
What?
Gertrude's disappearance.
Oh, Gertrude. Sorry.
Roll me a, I think, deception check.
Oh, no.
Because
With
you
help?
have
Does that help?
no idea that this is, if this is related, as much as some of what you're saying is true.
Even if it were true.
Is it with advantage? Because I
Yeah.
said the same thing.
I'll give advantage.
Yes.
I rolled 2 3s
Oh no.
for a 2.
Oh no.
Okay, well, I mean, no, you don't understand. It won't matter if you find my daughter, if my house is burned to the ground. You mustn't do this here. Please, there are houses that are abandoned. You can go to one of them. You could go to the tavern, go somewhere else. You cannot do this here.
We'll go somewhere else, Mary.
Yep.
Do you know if the house, do you know a place that is safe that we wouldn't have to worry about walking in on someone?
I've not left the house for quite some time, but most houses will you'll see a light from inside if someone's in there, and if not, that would be your best bet.
Okay.
We'll take him.
We'll go.
We'll leave. Well, sorry, Mary.
Thank you, thank you.
I will take my staff away from like blocking the door and head out.
Okay.
I guess as I head out, can I see any house that looks like it doesn't have a light coming out of it?
I might
I'll use the previous perception.
Yep.
As you were looking around, you noticed that the small house on the corner here didn't seem to have any light on the inside.
What I will say to Marlon is, just before we leave the house, and well, I'm sort of gesturing to Badger and Marlon as we're about to leave. If you can maybe quickly sprint across the road and check the door, see if it's open, and then just have us ready so that we can just make a straight dash inside.
Yep.
Or even let us in the back.
I'll dash out across the street and check if the door is closed. I might try and do it as stealthily as possible so that no one sees me as well.
Roll me a stealth check.
Come on, nuts. Stealth. 27.
Okay. You scurry across, very light on your feet, playing to the shadows of the area, and get to the door. You push it, and it pushes open.
Okay. Can I step out of the shadows with just my hand and just my arm, wave
You see the bright. You see kind of the shadow of an a signal you've received before, to say that it's clear to come across.
Cool.
I'm
I
gonna-
will. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna go into the house
Mhm.
and just do a real quick check. I would like to do it stealthily as well to make sure that no one's in there as well.
Roll me a perception check.
And then, I guess as Marlon steps inside, I look back at Badger and say, I'll follow up the rear.
2?
22. 22.
You notice no people, a couple of scurrying rats, and some bats in the ceiling.
We'll make sure we don't eat those bats.
I guess, yeah. As soon as Badger would start heading across, I'd wait 2 seconds and then go as well.
I'll go, just making sure that I have good footing. I'm not gonna hurry, but I just don't want to be. I don't want to take my time, but I don't want to be in such a hurry that I would risk tripping or falling or like something crazy like that. So
Yeah.
Scurry across. Are you all trying to be stealthy?
I would like to be stealthy.
Yep. Roll me some stealth checks.
Yeah, I would also be stealthy.
Natural 20.
Oh, let's go!
And I rolled a 16 for
22.
19.
Ooh,
Okay.
let's go, boys!
Okay.
So, watched me do it?
Yeah, we follow the same path.
Yeah, like I probably would have watched Marlon sort of duck into a shadow and just been like, okay, so that's how to do it.
Yeah.
And then, like,
Didn't
follow
see me
through.
after
Like-
I went in the shadow.
We're sitting there like game planning together, watching him do it.
Following shadow to shadow, you find your way to this very small 2-room house. It is simply a kitchen that is its own living area and barely a bedroom. It seems to just be a curtain draped in a corner to section it off. It is even the curtain seems half torn. And the countertops are destroyed. All the drawers have been pulled out, and the cupboards are all open. There's barely anything in. It looks like it's been looted and it had everything cleared out. You can see when you take a closer look at the door handle from the inside, you also see that that's been broken, and the latch is broken at for the door.
Other than the obvious signs of maybe people coming in and looting through somebody's house that's no longer occupied, is there any signs of trouble, like scarring on the wood, blood spilled on the floor, even if it's really old, blood stains, anything like that?
Roll me an investigation.
Can I? Are there any sticks or like maybe small planks of wood that are broken or anything like that around?
I'd say there probably is, yeah.
Just something like sort of cylindrical. And then what I'll do is I'll pick that up and I'll use Druid craft to light the end of it, just to make sort of a small torch in a way of providing assistance if I can.
Of course, yeah, I like that. Roll me an investigation check with advantage, with the help from the extra light being given off by the torch.
I might need it. I definitely do need it. Okay, it's better, but not much better. 11.
Okay. You look around and it's really hard to tell what might have been done before and what's from the looting. The looting seems to be quite comprehensive, and the place is in tatters, and a lot of the stuff is being destroyed, and it could have been destroyed in a scuffle earlier on before the looting, but you can't tell.
Yeah. That was kind of like looking around, and then I realized I still have this guy slung over my shoulder. So I'll take him. If there's a corner of the room that has no windows, I don't know if it's
all the windows are boarded up.
Okay.
Perfect.
So I'll put him down kind of where we can all get to him in the room, and just kind of roll him over, and hand the bedroll back to Grangrik.
Grangrik, can you board the door like you did before? Like, can you bar the door like you did before?
I was going to, but unfortunately, I need my staff to be able to bring this person back.
Okay.
I got it, buddy. And I'll just stand in front of the door.
Okay.
I like it. I feel much
So
safer.
I'll put my hand on Marlon's shoulder and say, "So, have you got this? Are you going to be able to convince this person of the information we need?"
We'll definitely try. What are the questions am I asking again?
And can he tell us where this Strahd is, and then also any information he can provide about our prophecies? Does he know where the man with the monkey is? Does he know possibly where we could find a long, winding road deep in the mountains, or maybe a throne fit for a king?
You might want to bind him first.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, and I'll definitely take note of that, and I'll pull some rope out of my bag and bind him.
Okay. He is bound. You can roll me a survival check to see how well.
Survival.
24.
Oh, nice.
Okay, you're pretty confident with how you've tied him up. You've done a good job.
Cool.
Okay.
And then I'll come back and sort of reassure Marlon that he's got this, and I'll cast guidance, providing him a D4 to his intimidation checks.
Ooh, okay. Is it just intimidation or is it charisma?
No, I can
Intimidation.
Specifically
It's
a
just
skill.
Okay, it's a skill.
Choose a skill, not an
So a
ability,
D4 to my intimidation checks. Okay, cool.
for the next minute.
Knowing that, as he wakes him up, I'm going to have my dagger, like the point of it, right where his gnats are.
And then, feeling that I've successfully reassured Marlon, I'll go back over to this guy and I'll cast Cure Wounds. Actually, no, I don't need to do that. This is cool. I forgot I could do this. So I have an ability from something. Where is it?
You have the healer thing from
Yeah.
your
So
the
I
base
can
healer feat.
Yeah, I can spend a use of my healer's kit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's in my background, actually, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, is it features and traits? If it's a feat, it's a features and traits.
No, never mind. Sorry, I picked a different background.
Ah.
Never mind then.
Yeah, sorry.
What feat do you have?
I took Polar Master and Magic Initiate.
Ah, magic initiates your background feat. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I don't. So yeah, what I will do then is I will cast Cure Wounds at level 1. It is a non-concentration spell, so guidance will stay up. And I will provide him with quite a high roll, 14 points of health.
Okay.
14.
14 points of
On
healing.
a level 1 cure wounds.
Yep. 2d8 plus 4.
Whoa.
That's been buffed, has it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it went up.
It was 1d8,
1d8,
wasn't it?
yeah.
It's 2d8.
That's so good. Cool.
Yeah, my second level Cure Wounds is 4d4 plus 4.
Oh, it goes up 2d4 at 2d8 at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Damn.
So if I cast like a 9th level Cure Wounds, it's 18d8.
That's sick.
So they've made healers way stronger, basically. They've given
There's
them way
feats
more
that
utility.
help with that a lot too.
Oh yeah. There's heaps of well, there's a couple of feats that like basically max out your healer's dice,
which is
things
cool.
like that.
I think that's fun.
Whoa.
But yeah, so I'll cast Cure Wounds on him, bringing him back to consciousness.
Okay. He comes into consciousness.
And then
Looking-
I'll step back.
kind of wakes up shakily, tries to pull his hands, and then
I wouldn't move if I were you.
kind of
Welcome
eyes
back.
you. Doesn't say anything.
Interested in talking to us at all?
He just looks at you dead in the eye, and I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Ooh.
Does-
Okay.
He doesn't say anything.
Doesn't say a thing. You don't even realize he's doing anything. He just looks at you.
Is this to avoid or end a fear condition?
It would be a charm condition.
Okay. No, yeah, okay. Come on, roll high, roll high, roll high, roll high. Ooh, 16?
High enough.
Yes!
You don't realize anything's happened.
Oh, bullshit.
You just notice that suddenly he's eyeing you, and then one of his eyes seems to go black, and he closes his eyes suddenly, and is all of a sudden like he can't see.
You all right there, mate? I didn't do that, by the way. That wasn't me.
Fine. I'm fine.
It doesn't look like you're fine.
And he blinks a few more times, and the cloudiness seems to dissipate, and his eyes go back. His right eye goes back to normal. Left eye was always the same.
Do I pick that up?
You notice that his eye kind of went cloudy and then has come back.
Do I pick up why that happened? Do I clock why that happened?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, this is obscure.
Come on, natural 20 be really cool here. Ooh, 17 with no bonuses. Natural 17.
Nothing comes to mind.
Okay.
It's weird. Like
Yeah.
something happened. He did
Yeah.
something happened, but you don't know what.
Okay.
You get the idea like there's something at work, but you can't tell what's at work.
What just happened to you then? That was weird. Like, I didn't touch you. None of my friends, as far as I'm aware, touched you or did anything. Like, what was that?
Does not matter.
Oh, I think it might. And I just inch a little bit closer with the
Where are the others?
blade. Well, I think we cut off the boss's head. The other one, well, we dunked one on the head. Someone was drawn and quartered. The other was, I'm pretty sure, eaten by a wolf. It's just you now. So, given that
Which one of
three
you
of us-
killed my boss?
Oh, that was me. The one that's, got a sharp blade
And
at your nuts. Ooh!
Bits in your face.
Might
Curse
just-
you. Curse
just-
you.
Little jab in the nuts with my.
I'd like you to make a wisdom saving throw as you do that.
Can I wait? Do I attack first, or do I take the wisdom save first?
You're attacking in response to him saying, "I curse you."
I'm attacking to him spitting at me. Whatever
Okay,
happens.
so roll the attack first.
Attack first. Natural 20.
Okay. You kill him.
I don't
that's
think
what I was
so.
just thinking.
I don't think
Uh,
so.
he is.
No, he's not gonna kill him, he's
He is
dagger.
restrained.
It's
So
a
that
dagger.
was with advantage.
Well, I roll with one dice.
Yeah, it's whether or not you choose
it's
to
with a-
attack.
It's with
He's gonna
a.
have no nuts left.
Well, I rolled a 5 plus 7. So there's 12 points. I'm not going to sneak attack him because I don't want to kill him. I just want to cause as much pain as possible.
Ah! Oh, curse upon you to suffer more than I suffer. And I'd like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Another wisdom saving throw. Come on.
I'm great at them.
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, okay. 18.
Okay.
Does
No,
the
I
same
think I'm
thing happen
good.
with the eye? It goes dark and then.
No, nothing
No,
happens
there's-
with his eyes.
From the door, I'll say, "How have you suffered, young man?"
He just stuck his dagger in my balls, you bastard!
Yeah, well, you could start talking, and then we wouldn't have to do that, and you didn't have to curse me. That was pretty rude. So, how about we start talking and we just make these things a little easier? Hey, Grangrik, can I get a little help here, please? And I'll pull the blade from where it was quickly.
Oh, as
Yeah,
in,
just a little level 1.
sure. I'll cast Cure Wounds again, and I'm not placing my hand on his nuts. It'll be on his like thigh.
Yeah.
I was
I get that.
I was
get that.
imagining the Green Mile there for a second.
Even higher this time. That would
Oh,
be 15 points.
Okay.
Okay, now it seems like we started off on the wrong foot. How about we try again? You're going to answer my questions, and if I deem them reasonable enough, then we might let you go. How does that sound?
Ask.
Where is Strahd?
You stabbed me for so petty a thing. He is
Look.
in his castle.
Okay. It's a good start. Do you know of a man with a monkey?
What kind of... A man with a monkey?
You heard me.
An entertaining man.
Is he an entertaining man with a monkey?
No. I know nothing of a man with a monkey. What are you people?
Never you mind.
Your
I-
worst
I-
nightmare.
I sort of I'm standing next to, or behind and like next to him. I'll say, don't worry about that.
I'm assuming Strahd. Can I gauge his reaction when I say Strahd? Like, is he angry that I'm saying his name, or like if I say it, does he react at all? Is there fear? Is there hatred? Is there...
Roll me a insight.
No, 9.
It's hard to get a read
Yeah. Okay.
on him.
I'm assuming Strahd. No, what's Strahd's place like?
The castle Ravenloft.
Hmm.
Tis beautiful and terrifying.
You been there before?
To its gates. I have never received an invitation directly.
And one needs
aren't
an
welcome.
invitation?
You aren't welcome without an invitation.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Was your boss welcome? Was he ever worthy, like fit to be in front of Strahd? We seem to serve him. Want to serve him.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't know if Strahd sits on a throne.
From time to time, he may sit on his throne, but
Are there any other royals in the area of Barovia, or
no, it's just my king.
your king?
Why do you pledge fealty to him?
He is powerful.
Seems like a bit of a
and
dick,
he-
though.
To some. I could say the same of you.
Oh, yeah, I'm not fit to lead people. And seems like this
Yet
guy's the
here
same.
you are.
Well, I'm not leading anyone.
And he looks back to the other two. Fair enough.
What about the long, winding roads? What if I wanted to go for a stroll? Are there any long, winding roads that I could find?
Any roads lead around these parts? What? Some are long? What?
What about one that it leads into the mountains? As I take a step forward.
There is various branches in roads. Some lead up to the mountains past Valakai. There's a road not far from here that leads up a hill, not quite a mountain.
How did your boss know about the tome? If he's never had a meeting with this Strahd.
There are many ways to communicate.
So he was in constant communication with Strahd. Is that what happened earlier?
Constant?
Is that what happened with you before? Is that why your eye went all conjunctivitis-y and...
Perhaps you are not the threat we thought you were.
Well,
Well,
I'm enough of a threat to take out your boys.
that's not saying that much.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. I think we're done here, guys.
I think so too.
Okay.
I don't think he knows anything.
No.
As I look at him.
You see him lean back and look up to the ceiling. Well,
22. Before he starts talking. 22 to hit.
I mean, yeah, you hit.
Yeah.
How much damage you do?
Probably not enough.
Just die off the first hit.
Is he? It's advantage. I get advantage on it, so yeah, I get string
Yeah,
attack.
he's not. He's restrained, so advantage, but he's not paralyzed, so it's not an auto crit.
Yeah. Wait, hang on. I'm using the short sword, so it's a 3d6s. Oh, that's a shit roll. 8. Only 12 points of damage, so it's not going to kill him.
You stab him, and he looks, and he doesn't even look at you. Looks up. You know where I am now.
14.
And then he looks down at you, and you hear the wing beats of the bats fly out of the house.
Is a 14 hit?
14 hits, yeah.
Alright, good.
I'll say pretty swiftly after you're able to
Yeah, cool.
silence him.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I hit with another 8 with the dagger. That should be enough, I think.
It would only be a D4, no modifier.
Oh, sorry, yeah. So that'd be 3 points. But
If not, your next attack silences, and he says no more.
okay.
So I think after Marlon had put him down, I definitely was looking at those bats as I suppose Marlon was speaking to that guy, because I actually had the intention of ritually casting Speak with Animals to speak with them, but they've since flown out of the space.
Yep.
And I kind of, well, there goes that plan. And I start looking around. Are there any rats still in the room?
Not that you can see anymore.
Okay. Well, here was no help, and I feel like they know where we are, which means we need to move.
Yeah, and speaking
Good
to him
thing is
further kind
he
of
doesn't-
gives
he
our
never
hand.
Yeah, he also never saw Mary, so
Correct.
she's still out of this.
Correct.
It's just us that are
Yep.
implicated by this.
I think.
Well-
do we tavern or do we try and find another spot?
Look, it is late. I see this as good a place as any, possibly.
So,
he
we're
didn't-
in right now.
He only saw the inside of the room. They didn't see it the outside, so
But the bats know where they were, and I'm assuming the bats are. He looked directly at the bats and spoke to the bats. I'm assuming the bats and the crows that I saw when we were leaving.
Ravens.
The ravens. they're all under this Strahd guy's control.
Yes. That
And
is a good
whilst
point.
I don't know, I have a suspicion that change in his face was something to do with Strahd as well.
Well,
I don't know that though.
I need to rest.
I agree. No, same. I'm with you.
Let's go to the tavern.
So,
I think the tavern's not a bad call. There may be the odd straggler that's staying there the night that, even if there is a commotion, there's more than just... It's better
Very
than,
well.
us getting stabbed during the night.
the tavern it is. I recommend possibly we stay in the same room and we don't separate.
Agreed. Ah.
And I will
Do we leave him
towards
here?
where Badger is blocking the door.
Do we leave him here? As I point at the
Yeah.
body.
I see this is as good a place as any.
Yeah.
Perhaps we can.
Did you... Oh, no, it was just sleeping pack. I was going to say, didn't we wrap him up in something?
We have
No,
the
I
The rats-
leave him with
I'll
him.
The
rip
rats
the-
will feast.
I'll grab the curtain that's dividing the room and pull that from whatever is holding it to the ceiling or whatever, and I'll roll him up in it and kind of push him to the corner and
Yeah.
pile some debris up and around him, so it's like he's gonna stink and it's gonna be bad, but if someone just walked in or peeked through the cracks of the
Yeah.
boarded up room, they don't see a dead body laying in the room.
Agreed. And, the rats will do their thing. Hopefully. Alright. Let's try and be careful and cautious as to how we move through to the tavern. I think the less eyes that are on us as we go there, the better.
Okay. So you guys are heading to the tavern?
Stealthily.
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 At least for the first, I don't know, across the street or something.
Yeah.
Roll me a group stealth check.
19. Oh no, Ben. Oh no.
15.
Oh, 2 succeeds and 1 fail.
That was a one.
No, it's a
Okay.
one's a double fail.
Yeah.
You guys come out, mostly keeping quiet. You can't not hear Grangrik just step on one of the steps leading out of the house, and it just breaks underneath his feet.
Shit.
And then you kind of quickly scurry away, hoping that no one looked as you were as it happened. You head.
I think upon doing so, I would just very as discreetly as I can, just sort of do that to those two, and then brush myself up, grab my staff as almost a walking stick, and then try and play it off as an old man trying to make his way across the street to the tavern.
Love it. So you guys head over to the tavern.
Yeah.
As you approach, now closer to the sign, you notice that the sign would have originally read "Blood of the Vine," but someone has scratched over the F and put in an N, kind of scratched over, so it reads "Blood on the Vine."
Okay.
Tavern. You open the door.
Yeah.
And walk in, and there are a couple patrons sitting around, and most of them barely seem to pay you any mind. They don't even look up from their drinks.
Good.
There are the only ones that even briefly look up are 3 who are dressed similarly to the people that transported you and to the run-in that you had earlier. 3 Vistani sitting at a table just near the entrance.
Okay.
They look up at you, but don't acknowledge you any more than to see you and to go back to their own discussion.
I think I might have gotten a little creative in my mind, imagining this tavern you described the tavern as like these beaming lights coming out of it. That was just because it was very well lit by comparison.
Yes.
Okay.
Walk in. There is a you walk in and there is a fire going in the corner, and there's a lot of lights set up. It is very well lit down in this tavern.
Is there a barkeep?
There is.
Okay.
You see a man, pudgy little man, standing behind the bar, and he's just sitting there cleaning a glass.
Evening.
Evening.
Wonder if we could organise a drink for the three of us and a room for the night.
Not a problem.
Do you have some bread?
No bread.
Okay.
Be 1 copper of wine. Room will be a
Okay.
server.
All right. No worries. I'll get that one, fellas.
And he
Thank you, sir.
puts up 3 glasses, pours out the wine.
You said a wine is silver.
Wine is a copper. The
Sorry,
room
wine
was
was
a
a
silver.
silver. Room was a silver.
Yeah, so 3 copper and a silver. One gold is 10 silver, if you want to break that
Yeah.
down. And then 1
Yeah.
silver is 10 copper.
Yeah.
If it looks like Badger and Marlon are sort of heading over to a table, I'll just hang off for a sec, and take a elbow to the bar and, excuse me, barkeep. I'm wondering if you could possibly help me with some information. And as I say that, I pull out a gold piece and just sort of place it on the bar. Don't slide it over to him yet, but
He looks at the gold. Continue. He just kind of looks at the gold
we-
piece.
We were speaking to the woman across the road earlier, Mary, and she happened to tell us that her daughter, Gertrude, or Gertruda, she's unfortunately gone missing, and, well, I would like to help her as much as possible, and if there's any sort of information you could provide, I'm more than willing to compensate you for it, as I slide the gold across the bar. But I don't let my hand leave it, I just slide it across.
He looks at the gold, looks back at you, puts down his glass, picks up the next one, and keeps cleaning. And then he looks back to the glass. Doesn't even look at you anymore. Just kind of looks, picks up the next glass, keeps cleaning.
I understand, and as I start to slowly move the gold back to myself, I say, well, I understand. Not everyone knows everything. I guess our search for the Sword of Sunlight still upon us. And as I say that, I just want to sort of gauge his reaction.
You say it, and even just passively, you just see nothing behind his eyes. It is like you are talking to an empty shell of a person. There's no reaction and no response.
Fair enough.
Just continues to clean his glass. And as you've sat there and said that, you've noticed that he's put down the glass and picked up the original glass and started to clean it again.
Okay, cool. I will take my gold, put it back in my pocket, take up my wine, and head back over to Marlon and Badger. And as I sit down, I say, I think the people of this town are either under some sort of spell and are basically forced to do a repetitive activity or have lost the will to live because that man has nothing behind those eyes.
Okay.
Stanimir did kind of let us know that the people of this area has suffered greatly.
I want to take a quick look over to the other Vestalians. Are they like engaging in conversation within each other?
Yeah, they're kind of talking and doing their own thing.
Are they
Can I
acting
try and
differently
listen
than the Barovians?
Pardon?
Are they acting differently than the Barovians? If I'm looking right.
Yeah, in the sense that they don't seem as depressed is the best way to put it.
Can I listen in to the Vastians or whatever they're called?
Vestalians.
Vistani
Oh,
Vastani.
Vestani, sorry.
I say Vastian is like that's
is
set.
league, yeah.
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 Zaya Rakan.
Vistani. You can roll me a perception check and try to listen.
Trying to fall out of my seat.
I think as Marlon is attempting to do that, I'll be talking to Badger and I'll just say, well, I don't know about you, but I'm sort of drawing a blank as to where we should possibly be starting.
Yeah. 24.
You overhear brief bits of conversation. Mainly, the main things you're able to ascertain are that you get the names as the conversation goes on of Alenka, Mirabelle, and Sorvia. And you get the gist that they own the tavern.
So they own the tavern.
They seem to be the owners. Various of the conversation seems to be discussing clients that spend the most money, as well as ones that maybe they shouldn't let in anymore. You hear a mentioning of a character called Ismark the Lesser, and they mentioned that he seems to be good for business, if not a little bit peculiar. And upon with a 24, I'll give you that they mention that he is the as you hear the conversation, Ismark the Lesser. One of the others says, "Oh, that's the son of the Burgomaster, isn't it?" And you hear a little bit of talking of Mad Mary and how her wailings have finally ceased, and they were worried it was going to bring down business more than usual.
I'll reply to Grangrik. Well, we do have that letter, the one we found on the corpse. That's kind of the alternative reason we were coming back to Barovia, was to maybe speak with the Burgermeister.
That is a good point. Perhaps that is our starting point. I believe, Marlon, you still have the letter.
I do. And I also heard the mention about the son of the Burgomaster.
In what?
The letter we found was from
The daughter.
the daughter.
It was about the daughter.
About the daughter, not from the daughter.
About the daughter. It was from the Burgomaster about the daughter. As far as I'm aware. But the DM has gone out of screen to confirm that information.
What were you confirming? Sorry.
The letter that we found in the first was about the daughter of the Burgomaster.
Yes, it was about the daughter.
Why don't you read the letter?
Yeah, I'm rereading it now. It doesn't say who
You
it's
have
addressed.
you have the letter.
Yeah,
I have the letter.
It doesn't say who it's addressed.
Why
to,
ask
though.
the DM when you have it?
You could let me know, because reading that shit was hard.
Yeah, good. I want to watch you suffer through reading it again. It was very entertaining the first time.
It was
It'll be entertaining the next.
It was a generalized addressing, like it could have been for anyone who might find this information important, it seemed.
Yeah, the daughter was bitten by a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Adopted daughter was bitten by a vampire.
Adopted daughter.
Arena Colonia has been these past nights bitten by a vampire.
Yeah.
Arena. Colonia. Well-
I understand. Fellas, upon rereading this letter, it would appear that the people of Barovia are possibly the feeding source of either Strahd and his comrades or Strahd himself.
That would make sense as to why Gertrude has gone missing.
It's a shame she ran away, though. I wonder what caused her to
Well-
leave.
Hang on, if they're the feeding sources, the vampires may not be killing them, they might just be sucking them of life.
Okay.
Well, Irina died from her wounds.
Okay, right. Did she?
Yeah, it
DM
says,
looked
"My
confused.
dear Irina has and dies from an unholy wound caused by this vile."
Dies, maybe it's like that means is dying. But like,
And dies.
Maybe she's
oh
not
yeah, it says
dead.
and dies.
Mm-hmm.
Like what are people? My dear Irina. What's that word after Irina? Languishes? No. Vanquishes?
The fair arena cloner has these past months haunted by a vampire.
Not that bit, the next bit. For over 400 years this creature has drained the lifeblood of my people. What's that next bit? The next sentence.
Now my dear Irina lives in a languished terror because of the gaze of this unholy beast. He has become too powerful to conquer, and with the devil at my own doorstep, I am lost as what to do.
Wait, I'm looking at something different.
Oh, am I looking at the wrong letter? Whoopsies.
Yeah, mine says the one you posted in the chat anyway. So it
Good
says
one,
the
Dale.
lifeblood of my people. It says something, my dear Irina. Then it's a word I can't. Quishes, languishes, languishes,
Hang on, where's this
and
letter?
dies from an unholy wound caused by this vile beast. Yeah, well, I don't know what that bit is. And
Yeah,
died, and
It's
dies.
languishes.
Languishes and
Languishes
dies.
and dies from an unholy wound.
Yeah,
so
sorry.
she's
So that
it
is-
ails her. She's
yes.
not dead.
Yeah,
it just
okay,
ails
she's not
her.
dead. Oh, and lies. It's not dies. It's lies.
Oh, those lies. You're right. No, that's a D.
No, it's a cursive L.
No, the cursive L is languishes before that.
It is different.
It has to be L. It's 100%
By a
L.
vampire for over 400 years. This creature has drained the lifeblood of my people.
And lies from an unholy wound. and
Languishes
dies.
and dies. You don't lie from an unholy wound. Oh, I suppose.
Yeah,
I don't know. This is
Either
why
way-
we need
Either
the.
way,
We should
She is
speak to the
dying.
Burgermeister.
We should.
speak
I
to
think
the
we should go speak to the
Burgermeister.
Burgermaster. Or the
this
son of the
is-
Burgermaster.
Just to clarify, this conversation is being had in
whisper tones.
hushed,
Yes, whispers. Stage
hushed
whispers.
conversations.
Oh, this was
Stage
all hushed, was it? Yeah, very
Stage
hushed.
whispers. Stage whispers. Stage whispers.
Yes, I believe we should go speak to the Burgermeister, absolutely. And I
Yep.
think we should, as much as we can, offer our services as a way of freeing his people, because from this letter, it seems like he is a good Burgermeister.
Hopefully.
At least
And
it's
someone
not
that cares about
okay
his
with
people.
what's happening. Like, at
And
a,
if-
at a
if we
bare
can-
minimum.
If we can save his adopted daughter, as possible can be. I do slightly concern that he may not be, or he may be in cahoots with this Strahd. So when we go and speak with him, I think we should just have our wits about ourselves.
Play it close to our chest. Absolutely.
Yeah.
They definitely called Mary Mad Mary.
Yep.
That piques my interest. I'm going to go over to the table of the Vistani.
Okay.
Hi. I couldn't help but overhear that you mentioned something about a Mary, and there was the word. What was the word you added before that?
Mad Mary across the road.
Yeah, Mad Mary. Well, Mary across the road is Mad Mary. Why is she mad?
Been screaming for weeks.
Weeks. does that compute in terms of the time frame of when she said that her daughter went missing?
You told me. You don't get this
No,
given
it
to you on a
doesn't.
silver platter.
No, it doesn't. A week ago is when I have written down that she went missing. Do you know anything about her daughter going missing?
That would make the screaming make more sense, I guess. Yes.
And no one thought to go and check on her?
Awful things happen in Barovia all the time.
And instead of banding together, you let each person deal with it in solace?
Tell you what, you stay here till midnight and you look out that window, and you'll maybe understand just a little of what happens here in Barovia.
Okay.
Before you start throwing judgments around when you've never been here.
No judgment. Just making an observation. But how many weeks would you say she was crying for?
1, 2,
One.
maybe. Might have been 2 or 3.
Okay.
I don't keep track. It's just been droning on.
Okay. No worries. Thank you for your time. And I'll go back to my friends.
Mhm.
Apparently, we need to be looking out the window at midnight because something awful is going to happen.
Perhaps we can look out from our window
Hopefully.
in our room.
Yes, it says our room on our key that the guy definitely gave us was number 6.
Sure.
Seeing as it's not being given to me on a silver platter.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm quite drained and tired, so I wouldn't mind a rest.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. I think we almost need a watch. We need to have one person on a watch tonight.
I agree. We can take a watch.
I will take the first.
Sure.
Okay. Let's head
And
up
yeah,
to
I'll start heading up to the room.
Right, same.
All right, you head up to the room and find it easy enough. It's a very small room with only a single bed, but you can squeeze another couple bedrolls in there to all stay in the same room.
I only have
We're gonna try to
a
sleep in
burlap.
the same
I
bed
have a burlap
together.
sack.
Okay.
I only have a burlap sack. I take up the end of the bed.
There is
Michael
a
Scott style.
I am 2'4".
To be
you
clear,
guys-
one dwarf
you
and
guys-
one halfling can easily fit on that bed.
Totally agree.
if you guys have a look at the map,
Yeah.
you're in a room here and a window facing out
Okay.
over, and you can see over all the other houses on a second, as you are on a second story.
Cool.
Cool.
All right. Good to know.
Perfect. So Marlon said he would be taking first
Yeah,
watch, so
I'll
I
take
would
first watch.
quite quickly roll out my bedroll and start to fall asleep.
Marlon, please roll me a perception check.
It's been pretty good tonight. Let's hope this one's another good one. Natural 1. Shouldn't have said anything.
You don't notice anything in particular. In fact, you kind of get a little distracted. And then before you know it, you think it's probably pretty close to midnight and probably about time for you to change shift.
Okay. I'll tap Badger. Because I saw how wrecked Grangrik was.
I'll wake up.
I didn't see anything.
Badger, as
So-
you look out the window, you can see a faint green glow.
Is that the moon? And I'll
Do I now notice that as well?
Yeah, you now notice that.
I'll go over
hell?
and take a closer look.
What the heck?
As you walk out, you see kind of this dull green glow from across what looks like to be about here, down the street. And while your eyes take a little bit to adjust, you then start to see that there's this green glow actually trails all the way back from this large building here that in the dark you can't see super clearly, but looks somewhat like a church. And even with some small lights lit around, you can see that behind it is the cemetery. The
Okay.
eerie green light suffuses the graveyard. From this light emerges a ghostly procession. Wavering images of a doughty woman toting great swords, wise men with slender bows, and dwarves with glittering axes. And archaically dressed mages with beards and strange pointed hats. All these and more march forth from the graveyard, their numbers growing by the second.
The monster mash.
Where would they be going? I say out loud.
Are they coming
Wait.
into the town, or are they going out behind the back?
You watch them walk this way, and then here, and then walk out of the town the way that you guys came in.
What the hell?
Wake Grangrik. He might want to see this.
Oi! Grangrik! Wake up! There's an undead army walking outside.
As soon as Marlon mentions that, I'm definitely rushing over to the window and taking a peek outside.
Check it out there.
I'll scooch over and make room for you to see.
Does it look like they're in a procession, or are they like walking with purpose? Like, is it a meander, or is it a sort of march?
It's more of like a meander.
Right, okay. And they're very, very clearly staying on route.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're all walking the same.
They're not interacting with
Direction.
anything or anything like that.
No.
Does this window open?
Yeah, you can probably open it.
Can I slide or reef
Like
it
a
open?
shutter.
Yeah, or open it just
Yeah,
to
you can open it.
see if I can hear anything.
Nope. You
There's
don't
no-
hear anything that would accompany the movement of people.
Okay.
Just
Because I'm assuming that many people would make some sort of like shuffling noise, seeing as we're
you hear nothing.
relatively close. Okay.
So we can hear the shuffling. We can't hear the. There's
No,
nothing.
there's no shuffling.
Oh, there's no shuffling.
Yeah, there's no
Mm-mm.
noise.
Ah. What
If I look over to the front of the church, are they coming out of the church, or are they coming from around it?
They seem to be coming from behind the church. You can kind of see the glow.
Yep.
Even from where you are back here in the cemetery,
Mhm.
but they come out the front of the church.
Okay.
Do I? Should I do a quick reconnaissance? Get a little closer, see if someone's raising these things from the dead, or what?
A reconnaissance.
Reconnaissance.
We have no idea where the Burgermeister's home is, or where he is, do we?
No.
Nope.
I am just concerned that the place we are meant to be heading is where they are coming from.
Well,
I know it looks like a church, but perhaps
possible.
that is where that's where is where he resides.
Well-
I would hope not, but you never know.
I think we need to go and have a look. I think we need to have a closer look.
Just covering ourselves here. When we get over, what happens if something goes wrong? Do we come back
While
here?
you're even discussing this, you begin to see the light at the cemetery begin to fade, and then no more figures begin to walk out the front of the large building on the hill, and eventually you can see the trail starting to, like the last go. the last walker kind of brings up the tail.
Are we
I
talking like green, like as in like Lord of the Rings style Army of the
Yep.
Dead? Yeah, right.
Picture that.
Yeah, okay.
Well, it would
1 second, guys.
it would appear that this is not something that, well, this is something that happens regularly. The fact that the Vistani in the tavern
Yeah.
knew that it was going to happen. This makes me think that this is not something that happens irregularly. So perhaps it's just another thing that we should question the Burgermeister about, and something that, I mean, perhaps that is what is plaguing his town and what he referred to in his letter.
Maybe. Maybe.
I'm still quite tired though. I don't know if that was the suggestion to go tonight. I don't.
No, I think we should.
No, we definitely need a rest. I'm not saying to go now. I was only going to go for the fact of, looking closer at the source. But if that source is stopped, I think.
And if it
maybe
happens
rest.
every night, maybe we prepare
Maybe
for
there's
that.
Another night we can wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, even tomorrow, if we maybe go into the church or
Have
to
a
that
look.
building on the hill and just even have a look to see what is happening there, maybe someone might be able to explain more.
Yep.
But yes, I think that is a job for the morning.
Okay.
And I'll shut the shutters and return back to my bedroll.
Okay.
Okay. Badger, let us know, mate.
Will do.
Anything's going on. I'm going to pass out.
Badger, roll me a perception check as for your watch, please.
Let's hope it's better than mine.
I need to find this feature real quick. Sorry. Oh no, never mind. I picked something different. All right.
I know I've got so many abilities in my head, I can't remember what I actually added to my characters.
So we do have another AL situation here with Badger, but I did roll a natural 20. So
Hey!
for a 19.
You keep watch, but for the rest of the night is very still
Yeah.
and eerily quiet. This
Unless-
whole town just feels dark and
If
foreboding.
if Grangrik closed the window back, I'll push it at least part of the way open. Kind of feeling like I want some fresh air, if there's even fresh air to be had while I'm at watch. And with that natural 20, I would say that I really am fixated on kind of the tree line at the edges of town, because there's like forest surrounding Barovia, if I remember the big map. But anyways, I'm just kind of like studying the trees. Like I'm finding a way to like, I don't know, I find that as like my guidance. So I'm just looking.
cool. Fair enough. You spend the evening looking at the trees and trying to decipher them, so to speak. And after a few hours, you think it's about time for your watch to pass to Grangrik.
I'll go over. Sorry to wake you again. It's a few hours before dawn. I'll shake your shoulder.
Grangrik will wake up and begin his watch as what would appear to be the sunrise, although you cannot see the sun.
A bare bit of light kind of starts to grow, is the only way to put it. Roll me a perception check.
Yes, sir. Perception. An 18.
Nothing. Everything seems quiet, and as the light starts to appear in earnest. There isn't much that goes on, but eventually you hear eventually enough light comes on that you can see quite well. Seems to dissipate the mist ever so slightly. And you hear the sound of small wooden wheels rolling across the damp cobbles. You try to place the sound, and you see a hunched figure, huddled in rags, pushing a rickety cart through the fog, approaching the town. As the figure approaches, comes up to the first house, kind of on the corner here, that you can kind of make out her approach. Knocks on the door, and pulls something from her cart, and then seems to push on to the next building, which you can't see properly with as she kind of continues up this way here, up towards the next building. But you kind of lose her behind the other buildings at that point.
I definitely take note of the direction that she headed, and as I suppose morning or what would be enough time has passed, and I begin to sort of, I suppose, wake up Marlon and Badger if they hadn't already. I mention it to them as a little bit odd, and possibly something that we should look at. But I, having rested and feeling a little bit stronger, because I assume our level 3 level up has now taken effect.
Yes.
I'd say to Marlon and Badger, well, be that it is morning, do you think we should go see the Burgermeister, or should we possibly head to this church? I mean, or should we go track down this cart that decided to travel through town in the morning?
I feel like we maybe ask the Vistani downstairs to see if they know where the Burgermeister is.
Yes, I agree.
Have an idea, and then seeing as they knew about the March of the Dead last night, maybe they may know what the lady with the cart is doing, or the person with the cart is doing that you mentioned.
Very well.
I'm curious though. I would like to know what she's up to. In a moment where most people are cowering inside somewhere.
It's a weird.
It's very interesting.
Was she, sorry, did you mention if she was wearing Vistani outfit, or it did look more Barovian?
It's kind of, I guess, a little more Barovian. It's hard to tell. It's just she from what you could see from that distance. It was kind of covered in rags and kind of ripped old clothing.
Okay.
And she dropped something off.
It appeared that she gave them, like, they opened the door, and she gave them something out of a cart.
Okay.
It was hard to tell from the angle that you're at. They may have given her something.
Which
back.
house was it again?
Exchange. It was the one near the entrance here, and then she moved up this way.
And then I lost sight of her.
Oh, sorry, no. She would have headed straight towards this way. So you would have been able to track her as she came along.
So she came up through here, dropped something off over here. Which way did she head once she got to the intersection?
Went to the next house here.
Yeah.
And knocked on the door. There was no answer. Went to this house here where you couldn't see what happened, but there was a little bit of time before you saw her approach, or saw her walk past this house here. And again, couldn't see because of the kind of the balcony on the front.
Yeah.
And that's probably about, I'd say, when you would have gone to speak with the others.
Sure.
Unless you wanted to just continue to watch this.
To see which way she went from
Pushing
there.
the cart.
Yeah, probably actually would have kept watching her, as that was my job, is to keep watching, see what's happening.
Did she turn down to
you
go
s-
marry?
Yep, she turned down this road here, and just kind of continued doing the same thing.
Right. Okay.
Okay,
And
dokie.
did, and then what? I'm assuming I would have lost her like sort of halfway through this street.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't see if she approached Mary's, and that's kind of when you lose her from the
Okay.
angle. You kind of
Yeah.
like you don't want to poke your head out the window. You feel like that might be a little too obvious to do,
Cool. No, I
unless you
understand.
feel like you want to stick your head straight out of a window to stare at someone.
No, I probably wouldn't. Cool. Yes, I would definitely have mentioned that she was stopping at different houses along the way, and then she made her way to the center of town, and then went sort of past Mary's, and I lost track of her. But I think we should go speak to the Vistani downstairs, and like you said, find out where this Burgermeister's
Yep.
home is, or where to speak to him
Uh,
with.
I think it would be
And-
wise to ask about this lady. Maybe they do know what she's up to.
Yeah.
With the fact that she was stopping at each house, maybe
Surely they
it
do,
would make
right?
me think that people would be aware of her. Absolutely.
Mm.
Yep.
Mm.
Alright,
Okay, let's,
we'll go leave the room and go downstairs.
You go downstairs, and there is only, and there is no one down there at this point in the morning.
Mm.
So no barman.
No barman, no people. The fire is just smoldering embers at this point.
Okay.
Hmm. Well,
Very early in the morning.
Let's go find that lady in the cart then.
Might as well.
You said she
and
went.
if we can't find her, we could just head back up to the church and see and just investigate around there.
Mhm.
Yep. Alright.
So yeah, I would head out of the tavern into the sort of center intersection, and I would honestly give a look down each of the roads, and then finish with the road where I saw the lady heading, and then
You see
Sort
her
of-
down at this house here.
I can still see her.
Yeah.
I would start to move pretty quickly towards her, like I want to catch up to her.
She just continues around the corner. And I'd say if you're trying to catch up to her, you
Can I
probably
cut
catch
through?
her. Cut through where?
Like if I cut through down here, like cut through the houses.
Yeah, you can cut behind the houses if you want. As
I,
you
yeah,
kind
what-
of approach this area here, you see her approach this house. You're knock on the door.
Okay. Let's do a
Um,
quick perception check as to what's around, like looking around. Is there anyone else
Yeah.
awake? Any eyes looking through doors? There's no dogs or anything that you're barking at us or anything like that.
yeah, I'm not so concerned about that, but as I sort of approach and get close to see where I can, like, the fact that she's knocking on that door, I would get to the corner of this house here,
Mhm.
and kind of shuffle up against it, and just try and stay out of sight, and just try and look to see what's happening, the interaction she's having with the house.
18.
You first of all, Marlon, you look around and don't directly notice anything.
Okay.
But you look over and you see this, like a maybe what could have been maybe a shadow passing one of the behind like boarded up windows.
Right.
Could have just been the light. It's hard to tell.
Yep.
There's still people that live in these houses, even though they're boarded up.
Yep.
And there might be some people looking. You kind of get the feeling like, yeah, they might be.
Yep.
Grangrik, you, as you try to watch from this, I would like you to roll me a perception check yourself.
Natural one.
Oh, buddy.
That dice is going in the bin. That was the same one.
You see the door open, and you can hear something but you're a little bit tentative to get seen, so you don't quite see enough. But she, you hear a child crying, and then you hear some shouting, but again, you kind of can't quite make out what's being said. But eventually, the door closes, and she begins to leave the way that she had come in. Not continuing any further. She begins to head back.
And my 18 doesn't pick up anything that.
I assumed you were a little bit further back.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
So probably weren't able to see what was going on.
That's fine.
You probably pick up the commotion, but not exactly what's happening, and kind of brings you over to Grangrik.
Okay.
I think.
First of all, Badger, what are you doing during this?
I was kind
following
of
along.
Yeah, I was kind of just following Grangrik, but also kind of a bit distracted looking around. Have I seen much wildlife other than like the bats and the ravens and some rats?
Not a whole lot, no.
Hmm.
Some rabbits, occasionally. There is other things around. You're pretty sure, but not a ton. But you wouldn't expect to see it just kind of roaming the fields normally. So you've not really seen any, but you're not surprised in the circumstances that you've been in.
Yeah, I'm just kind of contemplating that, and then as I see her leave and head back the way she goes, I will just be like, should we just go talk to her?
Well, I think what I was going to say was Grangrik had pulled a sort of just like one of his sheets that he would have been part of his bedroll, and sort of thrown it over his shoulders, pulled out his staff, and started to do his best old man waddle with a staff impression, coming out of like the separation between the two houses, heading to after she finished her interaction with that house, and sort of said aloud, "Excuse me," as I sort of move and waddle towards her. Excuse me, do you have a moment?
I'll stay behind, let him to do his thing. I don't want to be startling.
I'm all sold out today, I'm sorry.
Oh, what a shame. Please remind me, what were you selling? I saw you walking down the street and I couldn't quite remember.
Oh, it's just the dream pastries. Just something to help you, escape the hardships of this land and find some peace.
Oh,
for a time.
That's right. I'm staying in the tavern, and if you come through tomorrow, please bring some by.
And you, as you say that, you hear a, can someone help? Coming from what seems to be her cart. And with that, we're going to take a quick little break.
Oh, God.
Oh, damn.
That's funny.
You guys sit on that one for a second.
Grangrik's about to react to that, I think.
Anyway, grab some food, grab a quick little bit. I just had to run off to the bathroom, so.
Um, did rage used to last a certain period of time, or if
So
you?
I'm pretty sure it was one full turn, and if you
Okay.
didn't take damage or deal damage, it would run out.
Okay, yeah, it's the same thing. So if rage is active, rage lasts until the end of your next turn. It ends early if you don heavy armor, are incapacitated, or don't meet these criteria, which is make an attack roll. The new thing is force an enemy to make a saving throw. And then the other is the bonus action to
Oh, that's cool. So
To-
force an
to
enemy to make
extend.
a saving throw. That's pretty easy because you could
as long as I hit something.
yeah.
But I'm
that's right. I was-
then already making an attack roll.
So it just made me think of the new thing that they put it into reaction attacks, so opportunity attacks. So opportunity attacks they've changed. It used to be when an enemy leaves your combat zone. Now it's like when someone passes through your combat zone. So I saw something that was like if a wizard has is a warcaster, they can
They can
now
use the
cast
reaction
a
to
spell. So if an ally passes
through.
by them,
Yeah.
they can cast haste on them on their reaction, and then still have their turn to cast like whatever normal spells they would cast.
I wonder if that's intended.
I don't think so. I think that's a mistake because
think-
there's no way they would want that.
I think it seems a little bit weird that like passing through someone's melee. I mean, I think it's cool. It could be really cool. Melee range allows you to warcaster reaction cast haste on somebody, right? Like,
Yeah.
it'd be kind of nasty. BRB, sorry. I think there's some other cool stuff with like, I guess it frees up a lot of resource for spellcasters. It kind of makes Warcaster a must take.
It makes Warcaster way better.
Yeah.
what's this called now? It's just called D&D. It's not 5e or 6e or.
Yeah, it's D&D 24 or 2024. That's how I've been sort of
Mhm.
saying it.
I'm back. Sorry.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Alrighty. We ready to go?
You're
Alright. So you hear the cry.
just. Is anyone listening to music while this is happening?
Yes.
Okay, well, I just found a really sick playlist if anyone is interested.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes, please.
I'll put
Send
in
it
the
through.
chat. It's got like different playlists for like the different things that we will encounter, I'm assuming. So yeah, I was just listening to that. This one,
Good
that one
soundtrack.
is for Village of Barovia. So
Oh, cool.
Alright.
Good.
You hear this kind of faint cry for help from the cart.
So as I hear the faint cry for help from the cart, still keeping up my old man act, I would start to move a little bit quicker towards the cart. And oi, Tapish, I hear something from your cart, and just start to like head directly to the back of it with the intention of lifting it up to look inside.
She kind of starts to push it forward. She said, "Oh, there's really nothing to see. And please don't open my cart. That's quite rude."
Can we?
I'm sorry. Is somebody in there? As I asked towards the back of the cart.
You hear this this little voice. Yes, there is. It's me.
And I'll. Is it a young girl's voice that I'm hearing?
It sounds like a young boy.
A young boy. And I will stick my staff out under the cart if I can to flick the top up if I can. Or is it tied down?
It's you kind of try that and it's kind of tied, like you can't actually flip it up. It's in that kind of fashion.
Well, in that case, I'll try to stick it in and sort of grab a hold of it and then drop the old man act, grab and get to the back of the cart and try and reef it open to look inside.
But I'll be approaching when I'll leave, like, because I was kind of like back at the corner of the building when he was doing his little act. And then when I realized that he's trying to see in the cart, I want to move up, kind of just down the road behind them. I don't want to like rush up to the cart, but I kind of want to know what's going to be going on. So I don't know how close we are. Yeah.
Get away. It's fair payment. Fair payment. Stay away.
Do I see anything as I like open the back of the cart?
You see a sack and what looks to be like it's moving around.
Wriggling.
Is it a smallish or like large sack? Would I be able to grab the sack and pull it out.
What's your strength score?
I have a +2, 14.
Roll me an athletics check if you want to try.
Yeah, that's definitely what I want to try. 12.
Now roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Ooh.
damn. Oh,
You
shit.
try to pull, and just as you do, the hag just kind of tries to kick you out of the way. You're like, that's none of your business. And you can't quite get enough purchase on the bag to pull it out, and you kind of dart back a little bit from her kick that comes out swifter than you would have expected.
Has she stopped moving to try and kick me away?
Ever so slightly, but then she does try to continue to keep on moving.
So having sort of been pushed away from the cart a little bit, I'll look around to see where Badger and Marlon are and say out loud, she has a boy in the back of the cart. I don't know who it is, but I think we should stop her.
I'm like 30 feet behind the cart, so I will use my movement to get up to next to the cart, try to close the gap. I don't know if in that time she's walking away, but yeah, I want to try to close the gap on the cart.
Easy enough to close it. Good to know. Easy enough to close the gap. And upon seeing you rush her, fine. She grabs out, reaches underneath the cart, pulls out and kind of throws this sack on the floor. Snarls at you a little bit and then continues to just try to leave.
I walk over to the sack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Open it up and
He's have you saved me? Can I go home?
well,
You see the face of a small boy.
I
No,
do
you-
not know where your home is, but I think you should. That old woman had you in the back of her cart. She said it was fair trade. Did you buy one of her whatever her wares were?
My parents couldn't afford to keep having them, so they gave her me.
Do you
Well,
want
I
to go
think-
back home?
Well, it's better than with her.
I mean, that's fair, but like, is there any alternative?
No,
What? Just before you head off, what's your name?
Lucian.
Did you say Lucian?
Lucian.
Lucian. Lucian, do you happen to know a Gertruda?
No, never heard of her.
She apparently is the daughter of Mad Mary. Do you know who that is?
That the lady that keeps screaming down the street.
That's her. She apparently has lost her daughter, Gertruda.
That's sad. I wonder if that old lady took her.
Well, that's what I'm worried about. Have you seen that old lady before?
She comes by, sells her pastries, sweet dream pastries. Take you someplace else, someplace nice.
You had him before?
Ma'am let me have one once. It was good. Beautiful place to take you to.
Do they taste good? Or do they just make you feel good?
Yeah, they're nice and sweet.
Well, I think you should head back onto your parents' place and maybe stay inside for a little bit and maybe don't let your parents trade you for pastries again.
Aye, sir. I'll do my best. Thank you. Runs off. And by this time that you see
cart's
the cart
open.
kind peel the corner and head back and take a left at the main intersection in the town. You kind of watch the mate. So you watched a guy past Mad Mary's house. You were maybe 2 houses down from that. When you had your little encounter, and then she's just taken that bend.
Huh.
We
Do we-
get the name of the person on the card down. Well, I definitely think we should ask the Burgermeister about that. Have you seen Merlon?
I haven't. I wasn't quite paying attention though.
I'll
None of
come
you have
out
seen
of,
Marlon.
I'll come out of the shadows. Hey guys, sorry, I was nearby. I just was making sure that if anything did happen, that I could attack unseen.
Yeah, I
Very well.
trust you were doing
You
what
guys
you
had it
needed
covered.
to.
Apologies for. I just thought it was the best option at the time.
Yeah.
Did she have could we see? DM. Did she have hag-like qualities?
You look like an old lady.
She looked like an old lady. Okay, cool. That's fine. Yeah, I definitely think the Burgermeister's a good call.
Well, we need to find out where we're
We
going
need to
first.
find out. We
And,
should have asked the kid. He might have known.
yes, we should have. I
Is
realized
the
that.
kid still
after.
running up the street? DM.
Yeah, he's run back to the house that she last stopped at.
Ah, okay, cool. That was the one with the
Maybe-
crying and the screaming, right?
Yes.
Maybe we can go talk to the parents anyways. I kind of want to maybe discourage them from selling their children.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm almost tempted to go and speak to Mad Mary, or I should probably not call her Mad Mary when I speak to her.
Yeah, probably a good call.
I would like to possibly speak to her to see if this is something that she may have done, although I don't think it is, but I don't know. I feel like something is not quite right there.
Well, this
She-
whole town, there's not something right, so
Mm.
it would make sense.
Mary did say that she tried to lock her daughter away and then her daughter escaped. Now, unless
Yeah.
that's an outright lie, I don't think this is what has
Well,
happened to her
Did
daughter.
she say she escaped or she just left?
She said she escaped. That's what I recall. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if Gertruda has escaped, and Mary was, as you said, locking her in, perhaps Gertruda does not want to go back, and we should not be helping this Mary as much as possibly helping Gertruda.
I still think there's not enough information. Like, if Mary is locking up Gertruda to keep her away from this lady, then I kind of understand it. But she's
We
also
don't
locking up
know-
a child, so we don't know enough.
Mary didn't tell us why she was locking her away and couldn't tell us why she was trying to escape. So
And the Vistani at the tavern are worse than useless in terms of giving us information. It seems like no one cares about each other in this town.
and both things can be true at the same time, right? When I was younger, I thought my parents didn't know what was best for me, so I tried to buck the system. I don't know if you boys did the same, but
Mm,
so
my
I could have.
parents didn't
I
went
tried.
around.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
Sometimes not being around is better than having ones that are shitty in the first place. So
I would have liked to know my parents.
Well, either way, I think yes, we need to find out where this Burgermeister's. And I did have a thought actually this morning. Is in the letter, the Burgermeister referred to his daughter as his adopted daughter,
mm-hmm.
and this Gertruda has supposedly escaped.
Uh-huh.
Is there a chance that she escaped to the Burgermeisters? And I mean,
This is all within the
As-
space of a week or two.
we don't know how long that letter was
We
sitting
don't know
there
how
for.
long. No, we don't.
Hey, Jamie, roll me an let's say a history check or a survival check, your choice.
It'll be survival. 14.
Okay, just thinking of a hag, there's nothing outwardly haggy,
Uh-huh.
right? You can see.
Yeah.
But of your stories of them, you know they tend to shift into old ladies quite regularly, and you've heard of them like looking for kids.
Yeah.
So it rings bells, but you didn't notice anything on her as
Does
far as
this-
her look or her.
Does the sweet dream pastries like transporting you to a different place sort of tie into the people not having much of a mind, in the sense that possibly their soul has gone missing? Obviously,
That's
Marlon
probably a
is
little
Marlon's
outside of
clutching
your
his, yeah,
wheelhouse.
Marlon's clutching
Like
at straws
you,
here. But
you're
yeah.
sitting there and you've got this conspiracy weaved.
Yeah.
But the best you've got it is if you've
Yeah.
seen the oh, what's that show? It's where the guy's got like the board of
It's
of, like,
always
the
sunny in
conspiracy.
Philadelphia.
that one.
Pepe
It's
Silvia.
the always sunny meme of the conspiracy. That's where your mind is with trying to
Okay.
connect dots.
Okay.
So you like on that side of things, you're sitting there
may-
trying to piece
So
things
here's
together.
the thing.
You may have something right in there, but amongst a lot of probably misinformation. So you think that's potentially a hag?
Well, I mean, there's a few things that tick a few boxes, but there's a lot that I'm jumping to conclusions on.
I feel a bit like the ends of branches here with like many places to go. I do think I would like to prioritize talking to the Burgermeister. We just need to know where they are.
It's almost like we haven't fully gained all of our side quests yet.
I know, right? We're walking around. There's a person right over there has an exclamation mark on his head.
If I look around the town, is there a like a building that's bigger than others that I know not to be the tavern or the church?
Funny
Yeah,
you
it's
should
got-
ask that.
Yeah.
It seems to be the one down here
Yeah, at the end of the road.
at the end of the road. It seems to be bigger than all the other buildings.
At the end of the road.
I dare to guess the building down there might be where we need to go.
Okay.
And
Do we want to talk to this kid's parents first?
I
Because I think I'm one werewolf side quest away from being full.
yeah, I think that may be something for another time or possibly another group. But I think yes, we need to speak to this Burgermeister as quickly as possible because there are
Okay.
too many unanswered questions without it.
To the Burgermeisters. And good to
And
know
I-
that I
we-
can hide from you boys if I need to.
Head that way towards the house at the end of the road.
There's a song in there somewhere. Oi, DM, we're going to the end of the road.
Yep. Okay. I'm just saying good night.
Go to bed, Abby.
So you head down to the end of the road and come to a house. It is the windows are boarded up as per the rest. I actually do have a weary-looking mansion squats behind a rusting iron fence. The iron gate's twisted and torn. The right gate lies cast aside, while the left swings lazily in the wind. The shuddering squeal and clang of the gate repeats with mindless precision. Weeds choke the ground and press with menace upon the house itself, yet against the walls, the growth has been trampled down to create a path all about the domain. Heavy claw markings have stripped the once beautiful finish of the walls. Great black marks tell of fires that have assailed the mansion. Not a pane nor a shard of glass stands in any window. All of the windows are barred with planks, each one marked with stains of evil omen.
Oof.
Mm.
All right.
And I would like someone to make a perception check, please, around as they approach.
I'll do it.
Okay, go for it.
Natural 20
Let's go.
for 24.
You notice with your keen eye and your knowledge of creatures and foul things that these tramplings of and paths that are created have been created by wolves and humans walking around.
Ooh.
Or the one and the same.
Or human
And-
footprints and wolves.
Could I please have a look to see how recent this is? Is this something that happened last night, or is this something that has happened like over?
With that, roll me a survival with advantage because of your amazing perception.
A 22.
Nice.
Okay, the newest one of kind of ones that don't lead from the door and that are around the building seem to be from about 3 days ago. 3 or 4 days ago, you think.
Okay.
You can get a
cool.
pretty good idea of that.
So after sort of looking through these tracks and gauging it, I look towards Marlon and Badger and say, I suppose only one less thing to do, and walk up to the door and knock on the door.
Ooh, yeah.
Who goes there? You hear his voice from the inside.
Excuse me, we are adventurers, and we came across a body on our way in, and it had a letter. It was addressed by the Burgermeister of Barovia. Is this something that you could possibly help with?
Adventurers, you say?
Yes, we were brought
You
here
the lot,
by.
were you the lot that travelled through the other day?
Yes, with the Vistani. We came here with Stanimir and his party.
Okay, yes, come in, quickly, come in. And he opens the door and lets you in. Come in. Come quickly. I'm Ismark.
You are the son.
I see you have heard of me. Yes, I am the son to the late Burgermeister of Barovia. Welcome.
I do apologize. I wasn't aware that he had passed. I'm sorry.
It's not common knowledge yet. It's only been very recent. And you catch a faint whiff of decay within the house.
Kind of an insight check at the level of mourning. Like, is there a hint of like guilt in the death, or is there?
Roll me an insight check.
Yeah, did he kill him or not? I guess is probably the.
As I step inside, is the general decor more upper scale than the other houses that we may have been? Like, is it?
Is that a 9 there,
8.
Marlon? 8?
8.
Hard to read. As for you, Grangrik, the interior of the mansion is well furnished, yet the fixtures show signs of great wear. Notable oddities are the boarded up windows, the presence of holy symbols in every room, and as you enter, the Burgermeister is in a side drawing room on the floor, lying in a simple wooden coffin surrounded by wilting flowers.
Okay.
Holy figures, like holy pictures of holy figures, familiar to us.
Crosses and the likes. Holy symbols that you do recognize.
Okay.
As I take
symbols
note
of the Morning Lord and various other holy deities.
As I take note of the body in the next room, I turn back to Ismark and say, "Is it normal for, I suppose, one as far gone as your father to be here? Should he not be better up in the cemetery?"
He would be, but it is difficult. I can only leave briefly and
it doesn't have anything to do with the marching of green ghostly figures at midnight?
No. No, that is, that's the March of the Dead. That's... Every night you'll see that here in the village of Barovia.
Is that a normal thing?
Seconded.
Define normal. It's a common... It happens every night here.
Has it happened
How long's it happened for?
before Strahd?
As long as I've known. The legend has it that they are the ghosts and souls of those who have tried to fight against Strahd.
Mm.
And they are eternal in their attempt to strike at him. So each night they rise and find their way to his castle, only to die and fail again every time.
Well, thank you for clarifying that. Yes, we were not aware, and well, this letter, and well, actually, sorry, I don't have the letter. I'll sort of gesture towards Marlon, and the letter that we found mentioned that your father, his adopted daughter, your sister, has been bitten by a vampire.
Yes. Irina has been.
Is she here?
You can come out. They already know about you. They're not... I think you're safe. And you see a young woman approach, and she is a very beautiful woman with this striking auburn hair.
Pale?
Yeah, somewhat.
Sickly?
A little bit, but not noticeably more than other Barovians that you've seen.
Well,
hello. I am Irina. It's
a vampire! No, just...
let me...
Is
She, as you see her, she stands there wearing armor.
on the
so-
defense.
She doesn't seem on the defense from you, but she seems very wary in general.
Sure. We mean no harm.
yes,
There's an image there for you, by the way. If you guys
we-
go and check D&D private.
Oh, damn.
We merely came both to investigate and return the letter, but also to, I suppose, gain some more information. When we entered the village, Stanimir and the Vistani, they took us to,
Ava?
Madam Ava, or Mistress Ava.
Madam.
Madam
I
Ava.
messed that up.
And she provided us with some prophecies. To be honest, I wanted to stop in here first, but Stanimir insisted that we go see her as soon as possible. But when we did stop in, we had a chance to speak with Mary down the street. I believe I heard them overcalling her Mad Mary. She explained to us that her daughter escaped, and she would like her back. It would be amiss of me not to ask if you knew anything about that.
I do not. And this is Ismark speaking. It's like we do not know much of that. I'm the one that tends to venture out more. I know of I know, as people call her, Mad Mary. I know that I did not know her daughter was taken. I truth to be told, did not know she had a daughter. Or
Yes, you are not the only
escaped.
one to
You
say
said
that.
escaped, or was she taken?
Well, I believe she said escaped.
Okay. I would assume that would be the work of Strahd. Strahd comes and takes what he wants from these lands.
Strahd himself or his followers?
Either or, it can depend on how desperately he wants. In fact, that is one reason why we have been, or why Irene has been stuck here for so long.
Does he covet her?
He does. He's bitten her once, and he seeks her with a ferocious passion.
How do you stay safe? I'll look at Arena.
A vampire can't enter somewhere without an invitation. Honestly, I'm a little scared that you have been let in, but my brother says that he saw you all beforehand, and now you've all come back all together, which bodes well. You're also none of you are like us, so I can only assume that you aren't. I know that you're not from here,
We are not.
and he can't be impersonating all three of you, so it's a pretty safe bet that you're safe.
He has
well,
the ability to impersonate others.
He can take on various forms, yes.
That is good to know, thank you.
Namely that of a bat and a wolf he often takes.
how about Raven?
I do not know if I've not heard of him taking the form of a raven, but ravens do. Some say the ravens can work for him, maybe be his spies and listen. It's said you never. It's said that even the land works for him.
I look to Marlon and Badger and say, it's safe to assume we were right, he is watching us the whole time. So
Yeah. It looks like
there is not much that has happened so far that he would not be aware of.
Mm-hmm.
I think we want to help Barovia. And the prophecies that Madame Ava provided us gave us some direction, but we are a little bit unsure as to where we should be heading. We were provided with three main ones that we saw as being our next steps. The first being looking for an entertaining man with a monkey. Does that ring a bell for you at all?
I mean, there's no one like that here, but I would guess if he's anywhere, he's going to be in Valakai.
Okay.
Okay.
It's the only other large. There's two large keeps nearby. Well, there's a keep in the other town, which is Valakai. That seems like the only place someone like that might be. I've not heard of anyone like that myself.
So thank you
And
for that.
if you were heading that way, I would hope that you might be able to take me and my sister. I want to get Irina as far away from the village of Barovia and try to get her away from Strahd's grasp if I can. And I think I've heard Valakai is a city with wall and is quite defensible and out of the valley, so it may be out of his reach.
I assume that's what your father wanted as well, given this letter.
I believe it was. He was hoping for some aid, but as the creatures kept clawing, his heart just couldn't take the fear. It is not an uncommon.
There looks to be some wolf tracks outside.
Yes.
As haven't noticed anything around. Haven't noticed any wolves around, and yet the
They are
Thing-
out there.
thing that looked to kill your your father's messenger looked to be a wolf or relation to a wolf.
It could have been. It could have been Strahd himself. It could have been one of his spies.
Hmm.
Perhaps one of the werewolves. I do not know.
Well,
Well, the werewolves.
in
That's new
term-
information.
in terms of possibly transporting you to Valakai, I see no reason why we wouldn't be able to help you. Perhaps you could help us with our other two questions. Something that we were told was a sort of sunlight might be something that we should covet and look for. We were advised that we should seek a faceless god, and that he awaited us at a long and winding road within the mountains. Does that ring a bell for you at all?
Is that where the sword was?
Yeah. It said at the end of the road beneath the mountains is what I wrote down.
I guarantee this is what it said because I
Okay.
rewatched the episode.
Okay.
You said this card tells of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight. I see a faceless god here waits you at the end of a long winding road deep
Cool.
in the mountains.
Sweet. Oh, that's right. There was the other one that was the sits at a throne.
Yeah, that
Um,
was mine.
Yes. There are the mountains to the east or to the west of here. On past Valakai. If you go onwards from there, there may be people within Valakai that would be able to help guide you to a path that leads to the base of the mountain. I have not left Barovia. It is a hard place to leave. A dangerous place to leave.
Well,
Many
yeah,
threats.
we've trekked out and back in, so more than happy to chaperone.
What do you know of leaving this kingdom altogether? I mean, I know it may be home, but if you're seeking safety, there's nothing safer than not being here at all.
Anyone attempts to leave this land unless they are Vistani, and you notice a little bit of disdain in his voice as he says it. They will choke on the fog, and they will die.
What do you know of this this old lady and her sweet dream pastries? We caught her in the streets this morning.
With a young child.
That would be Lady Morgantha. She comes by and sells these pastries that are apparently take you to a dream. Yes. Never had one myself, but there's an ill omen that follows her. Something's off or wrong.
You know where
Yes,
she
we
lives?
felt the same thing.
I've heard tale that she heads somewhere towards on the road to Valakai, but not. And some speak of that she may live in the old windmill on the way to Valakai.
I'm gonna look to Marlon and Badger and say, well, I don't know about you, but the town of Valakai has come up in almost every conversation we've had so far. It might appear that this is where we might need to go.
Yeah, it sounds that
And
way.
if Ismark and Irina are wanting to head there, perhaps we should travel together. For safety in numbers, they say.
Agreed.
That would be amazing, Irina. But I could not leave my father like this. And kind of gestures over.
That being said, actually, can I start to walk over to the coffin?
Mhm.
And as I do, I'll just look over to Ismark and Irina and say, "May I have a quick look at your father? I am quite well versed in medicine, and I am just curious as to see what possibly did the job, as they might say."
Yeah, you can have a look if you. He's by all means. He has been gone for several days. Yes. But
Basically, I just want to do a medicine check to see if I can ascertain the cause of death or if there's something suspicious around the body.
roll me a medicine check.
Are there any bite marks on his neck?
Not great. 13.
You don't notice anything suspicious at all. There seems to be no direct wounds, no direct injuries.
Definitely looking for bite marks as the word vampire has been.
No bite marks, no puncture wounds hidden anywhere that you can in clear view. Nothing around the neck. He looks like an older man that could well have been could well and truly have just died of a heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Well, I don't want to downplay the information that you've provided because it is quite valuable, but ushering someone as prized to Strahd as you, Arena, doesn't come without a lot of risk on our behalf. Is there anything that you can offer to help us keep you safe?
I can't. I don't have much. And Ismark speaks up. I am to be the next Burgermeister. Now that my father has passed.
Awfully convenient. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Do you say that?
No.
I can use any type of influence I have to help you in your search for this weapon of sun or whatever else, especially if you wish to help our lands. I would do whatever I can to help you and help that cause. If that means that, I would fight with you if that is what it took. I will assist as much as I can.
Does he sound earnest in saying this?
Roll me an insight check.
As he's been talking, and I sort of hark back to what the Rastani was saying in the tavern, and how he could be good for business, but peculiar. Do I catch a sense of the peculiarness?
You do, and it doesn't click straight away, because the peculiarness about him is that he isn't peculiar in this place.
He's normal to me.
He feels a little more normal. So
Okay.
many of the Barovians that you've met have felt empty, hollow.
Yeah.
But he and Irene as well.
They have life in them.
There's life in them. There's substance to them.
Okay.
And that feels, at the start, it didn't click. but now as you think about almost all the other Barovians, the only ones that you've noted that have really seemed it have been the little boy Lucian and these two.
I rolled a 12 on my insight.
Yes, you do feel like there is an earnestness to what he's saying. He genuinely, especially when he speaks of Irene and wanting to keep her safe and helping Barovia,
Okay.
but heavily fixated on protecting his sister.
Well,
Well, unless there's something you need to do, I feel that today might be a good opportunity to leave.
Yeah, agreed.
Is there anything you need to complete in Barovia before we need to head off?
My father's burial. Simply take his coffin to the church, and his Priest Donovich will help you with the rites, and that will once that is done, we can leave this house behind us. I cannot leave him like this. I cannot leave him to just decay in this house alone.
would you come with us to the church with your body, with your father's body, and we can leave from there?
I do not. No. I will leave when we leave. Ismark kind of puts his hand on her shoulder and says, I will come. I will accompany you. Obviously, it would be strange for you to arrive with the body of the Burgermeister alone. So I will accompany you, but
Also, this is a very large coffin, and I don't think I'm going to be able to help carry it too well.
it's all right. I'm sure you're between your friend and myself. We can.
You wouldn't happen
manage.
to have a cart, would you?
I think it got destroyed in some of the previous attacks.
I understand. Well, if you two would like to stay here, I can quickly go look around for a cart. I'm not super comfortable with carrying a coffin through town.
Well, between me and the Burgermeister to be, we can manage. You guys just look out, make sure that we're not surprised by something.
Okay.
Okay.
And if we can happen to find a cart along the way, maybe we can just borrow it for a minute.
Very well.
Okay.
So are you guys going to carry and head over to the church?
It looks that way.
I think so.
Awesome. Wonderful.
Oh man, I wish I had Speak with Dead as the spell.
Ismark says, thank you. No one else has been willing to help with this, and it's not a task I could or dare to try to manage alone. But yes, let us be off. And you leave the house, closing the door, and you hear a plank of wood kind of slide in behind you as you leave.
Is it?
Carry this.
I was just going to say, as the entire trip from the Burgermeister house to the church, I would be keeping a lookout for specifically ravens, bats, or wolves, based on the conversation we've just had.
You see, you see like a raven atop a building, but none of the others.
Does this mark seem like he would be capable to hold his end up on the coffin? Like, is he strong enough if I take half? He would be.
Yeah. He seems like, and he seems like, and he holds himself relatively well. Like he and he's also, and like there is something that you note that he is armed. Like this
Yeah.
this isn't just a commoner.
Yeah.
This he seems quite strong. And he does have as you kind of have now, as he's kind of gathered his equipment, he's put on his armor, and he grabs a crossbow and a longsword.
Okay.
That raven, how far away is it?
100 feet, perched on top of one of the roofs.
I'm gonna pull out a small copper wire and hold it up to my mouth and say, "We're coming for you," and that's it.
The raven just kind of caws and then flies off.
Yeah, because message just says a creature. It doesn't say anything else.
Wow, that's badass.
So you fly off to. It flies off. You, as this group, carry the coffin across town. No one disturbs you as you walk, although you do note various a door ajar that looks and some stairs, but no one disturbs you as you walk over to the church.
On the way, I'll say, Ismart, does the people know already of his passing?
Some do. I've asked various to try to help me bring the coffin across, and so those ones do, and word does travel, but I don't know
Yeah.
if everyone did.
Sure.
I didn't hear about it at the pub last night, so that's one thing.
I did not ask the Vistani that own the pub. I thought it best they didn't know.
Fair.
Something that we noticed on the way in, that it looked like there was a mercantile within the town. Is it worth stopping in, or is it mostly crap?
He has equipment, but he charges for it like crazy. It would cost you much for little.
Good to know.
Good to know.
Thank you for that.
Maybe we'll have
Um,
more luck in Valkai.
Perhaps. If you have enough equipment, I would say to just wait.
Yeah.
Now I have atop a slight rise against the roots of the pillar stone that supports Castle Ravenloft. Stands a grey, staggering edifice of stone and wood. This church has obviously weathered the assaults of evil for centuries on end, and is worn and weary. A bell tower rises towards the back, and a flickering light shines through the holes of the singed roof. The rafters strain feebly against their load. As you approach the doors, you see that they are these heavy wooden doors, and they are covered in claw marks and scarred by fire.
Common theme.
Much like your own home, Ismail.
Yes, there are. It is.
I'll head up to the door and bang my fist a couple of times and say out loud, Priest Donovich, I am here with Ismark. We are here to bury the coffin of the Burgermeister.
Ismark kind of walks past, just opens the door. He just pushes it open.
Okay.
This place is open to us. And the doors open to reveal a 10-foot wide and 20-foot long hall leading to a brightly lit chapel. The hall is unlit and reeks of mildew. 4 doors, 2 on each side of the hall, lead to adjacent chambers. You can see that the chapel is strewn with debris, and you hear a soft voice from within reciting a prayer. Suddenly, the prayer is blotted out by an inhuman scream that rises from beneath the wooden floor.
What is that? I'll look at Ismark.
That is not something I know about.
I am
And he
very
kind of
much on edge.
puts his hand down at his sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's on my staff.
I grab my daggers and dagger and sword.
I actually put my
As
maul
you-
down. I'm just kidding.
Is
I don't need it.
there a spot? Like, is there like a
Can I see where the prayer was coming from?
You see straight ahead of you inside of the chapel. And you can hear that it's coming from inside the chapel, and like kind of straight ahead you see these. Oh, actually, the chapel. As you see the chapel is in shambles, with overturned and broken pews littering the dusty floor. Dozens of candles mounted in candlesticks and candelabras light every dusty corner in a fervent attempt to rid the chapel of shadows. At the far end of the church sits a claw-scarred altar, behind which kneels a priest in soiled vestments. Next to him hangs a long, thick rope that stretches up to the bell tower. From beneath the chapel floor that you now stand on looking at the priest, who has barely acknowledged you, you hear a young man's voice cry out, "Father, I'm starving."
what the heck? Ismark, what is going on here?
Donovich, what has happened? You see this man kind of on his knees. He kind of just going through prayers. He my son, my I thought my son was dead. He last year you remember he went to he tried to rise up against Strahd with the help of that wizard. But he's I said he died. I found him. Strahd turned my son. I have kept him underneath and kept it quiet, but I can no longer do this. I keep praying, hoping the gods might tell me how to save him. But I have come to nothing. Do you know of anything, any way to
Reverse.
reverse or fix this?
That is what we've come here to try and do, Father Donovich. Your son is a vampire?
Yes. He is one of...
Does he revolt still against Strahd, or does he now follow him?
He hungers, and little more.
I understand why you have locked him away. While it may not be difficult, I do believe it was the right choice. He most likely would be a danger to others as well as maybe himself.
Possibly, and maybe there is a way to fix this to help him. I do not know.
Don't bring false hope upon yourself, though, priest. We're only adventurers. We did come here knowing that there's some curse upon this land, led to believe that if we take out, or at least cast away this Strahd from the land, that it would help alleviate some curse. I don't know if vampirism goes along with that. No idea. Your son still may be lost to you.
I hope not. I just want my son back.
I know.
And Ismarch steps forward. Donovich, I am truly sorry about the loss of your son. Fortunately, I understand the grief all too well. In this case, my father. I would hope for your help in his burial rites. And then I must leave. I must leave this land. And Donovich looks and just kind of. Okay, yes, that is my job as a man of faith. I can help with the rites. Of course. Let's head out here and we can begin. We'll begin it immediately. It is dawn, and dawn is the time to speak such rites. And he leads you.
Well,
Can I gauge his intention?
Sure. Give me another insight.
Do I believe him? 12. Probably.
You're not sure.
Yep,
You
okay.
seems to line up with the screaming from below and the destroyed chapel.
I don't notice any like the black face thing that we noticed with the goon last night.
No.
No.
Is he another person in the town that is showing more life than what had previously been seen by other Barovians?
He is.
Okay.
Okay. Good to know.
What I'm assuming is Badger and Ismark start to carry out the coffin following Donovich. Am I being left inside this church?
Are you choosing to stay behind?
Or is he gesturing for us to sort of come with
He
him?
he walks out and is assuming that you are following.
Okay, well in that case, I'm going to start looking around. I want to try and see if there's, I don't know, any records of work that is being done, if there's any hidden compartments in the altar, if there's any, I don't know, loose floorboards, things like that.
Okay. Roll me a.
And what I would like to do, if it's possible, I would like to cast guidance on myself, knowing that I'm about to do so.
Okay. Yep. Go for it.
So I'm assuming I would choose investigation.
Yep.
Cool.
I would have headed out. Yeah,
Yep.
obviously me
So
too.
I'm gonna stick with Grangrik for a bit here.
That's fine. No, it's okay. I'm just letting you know I'm not in there either.
Yes. Oh, natural 19 with a 3 on the D4.
Ooh, very nice.
20
Okay.
22.
Within the chapel itself, you do not notice anything.
Cool.
You get a better idea of like hidden kind of things. It is as described, a destroyed thing. You do find your way back to the other 4 rooms and kind of. Are you going to peek into those rooms or?
100%. I'd be if
Yeah.
everyone's outside, I'm peeking around.
Cool. So you notice that 2 of them are bedrooms. And at first, I think you just have like a quick little peek. So you notice that 2 of them are bedrooms.
Mm-hmm.
One of them seems to be a room with a trapdoor in it.
Mm-hmm.
And the trapdoor is closed.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last room seems to be an office.
So I definitely would have spent majority of my time in the office.
Okay.
Door open, knowing that maybe I have 5 minutes or so just to have a
Yep.
look around.
An old desk and chair stand against the south wall. A wooden holy symbol mounted above them. A sunburst. A sunburst. A 10-foot long iron rod attached to the north wall stands bare, suggesting a tapestry once hung there. Against the far wall stands a wooden cabinet with 4 tall doors.
I'm having a look inside that cabinet. I would probably check for traps as well, just in case.
Okay. Same like you. Same investigation. I'm just going to roll through this. You find no traps.
Cool.
What you do find is one that there isn't much inside of this what is a large cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
You find a tinderbox, a few boxes full of candles, 2 well-used books, Hymns of the Dawn, a volume of charts to the Morning Lord, and the Blade of Truth, the uses of logic in the war against diabolicist heresies, as fought by the almost Inquisition.
Definitely not going to read through them, but would do a flip upside down and like shake around to see if anything falls out.
Nothing falls out, and nothing comes out at all.
Cool.
Nothing comes out.
If
The only
that's
other-
it's just the 2 books.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably just put them back, leave them where they are, and sort of close cabinets and close door.
Yeah.
I can't.
When
really
you
find
enter
anything else.
the other room with the trapdoor, you get a time and neglect have punched holes in the ceiling of this mouldy room, which contains a few broken roof shingles amid puddles of water. In the corner set into the floor is a heavy wooden trapdoor shut with a chain and padlock. The young man's screams of anguish can be heard through the door.
I don't unlock knowing what's below.
Okay.
But I definitely wrestle with the idea for a moment, but head back out the bedroom and close the door, and eventually
Okay.
make my way back outside.
You come outside just in time to have to watch the proceedings as they've carried the coffin over to a space, and Badger, you watch as and help with Ismarch carry this coffin over. And you watch that Donovich puts the coffin into the grave, as you guide the coffin into the grave, and Donovich stands there and tries to kind of right himself a little bit, despite him being extremely disheveled. He offers various prayers to the Morning Lord and prays that the Morning Lord protect and guide the Colin Indrovich's soul in deliverance from Barovia. With that, he looks to Ismarch and says, You I take it you are leaving to protect Irina. That is good. She needs it. She needs the protection, and hopefully with this group's help you can do so. I would recommend the Abbey of Saint Markovia in Krezek. Or the town of Valakai.
What was it? Abbey of Saint what?
The Abbey of Saint Markovia.
In Krevich?
In Kravich.
Yes. Krezk. Krezek. Krezek, I think. We'll go Krezek. Krezek.
Close enough. Or Valakai.
Somewhere further away from, as far away from Castle Ravenloft as you can.
Donovich, I know that you know the risks of keeping your son this close to Barovia and in Barovia, and I know that Ismarch, you have experience with something similar with Irina. Maybe there's something that could help satiate Donovich's son. I mean, how does Irina keep these hungers and the pain of being hungry away?
Irena is not turned. She's only bitten.
Oh. Is that to come?
I hope not. But
Okay.
I do not think so.
Okay.
I'm just trying to find something.
Mm-hmm.
I do not think that is what's to come, but that tends to be a choice of, from what I know, of the vampire. When he bites you, he can choose if he wants to turn you or not. So I don't think she's going to turn unless he bites her another time
Again.
and seeks to do so.
But this wound, this unholy wound she has, is it incurable? Even without
I hope not.
the disease?
Perhaps someone at this abbey may be able to help. Maybe there is a spell or something that can help with this, or
Sure.
if it is a curse. I know there's such things to remove curses. Perhaps someone in Valakai is capable enough to do such things.
Okay. Well, do we leave today? Are you ready?
I am, yes. We can go and grab Irina and head out immediately.
But then I think that's best we do so.
Okay.
And perhaps on the way we can see if we can have a look into this. If you're interested, that is, the old windmill. See if we can find this lady.
As
in
long as
Ghana.
it doesn't slow us down, I do not want to be slowed. The longer we are on the road, the longer Irina is in danger.
I would agree. Maybe we can clock it. Maybe Merlon can go confirm some things and we can have an idea for when we come back to check it out.
Very well.
All right. So you guys head back to the Burgmeister's home and collect Irina. And quickly grab any supplies from the house and begin your journey to Valakai.
It's quite a while, isn't it? It's 30 miles, 15, 20 miles.
It's a fair way.
Yeah.
I don't think you make it in a day.
Mm-mm.
You managed to make it to point G in a day and back in a day. As you leave, you bundle together equipment and head out and set a good pace as you begin to travel. You come across the same crossroads.
Same bridge.
The same bridge. As you come to the crossroads, where you veered right last time to go to the encampment, Ismark goes to go left. He says, "Come. We do not want to cross too close to the Vastani camp. I do not trust them at all."
Well,
Mhm.
I don't want
I can't say I
to.
blame you, to be honest.
Yeah, but I also don't want to assume that your doubts are unfounded, but they've been quite helpful for us so far. I mean, they are the reason we're here.
Yes, and
Madam-
that should scare you more than anything. Have you not figured it out? They are his spies.
All of them? Why would we learn of Strahd's folly, his downfall, through Madame Ava if their intention was to help
Did you
him?
learn of that, or did she just give you what you wanted to hear?
Well, we have founded evidence. I mean, you can have your beliefs, we'll have ours. We will avoid the camp.
Thank you. To catch you up, the
Were you
burial
hearing? Were
happened,
you listening?
everyone-
No, sorry,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Quick catch up. Burial happened. He suggested that you leave and suggested another place, which was the
Abbey of
Abbey
Saint
and
Markovia. Crescent.
Yeah.
Abbey of Saint Markovia and Krevik. Didn't say where that was, but Ismark update says that that's further along the road than Valakai, about twice
okay.
as far.
Also, a bit
Oh,
of
right.
a bit of
But
context
Pass.
too was that Arena is bitten, not turned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's not a vampire, not a vampire spawn. She's just been bitten.
Yeah.
And now we are walking. We've reached the crossroads, and Ismark has said that he doesn't want to take the path that would lead past the Vistani camp. He wants to go the longer way. He doesn't trust the Vistani because they are spies for Strahd.
Which
Sure.
is
Which
fair
makes
enough.
sense.
So
with
he's
the white
saying
arrow.
go this way here.
Yes.
Okay. Is that like that? Why? What? No.
It's like inverse marking or
Um,
something.
So, as you continue walking, as I assume you are,
Mm-hmm.
yes, no, yes, cool,
Yep.
wonderful.
Sorry, I'm drawing on the map while I figure out what's going on with
It's all
my
right, as long as I have a yes to say we continue.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I can continue. Um, where is what I'm looking for? Give me the letter. You come to the second bridge here,
Yep.
where you have not come to yet.
No.
And you have oh no, never mind. You don't reach that. Here we go. You follow the dirt road as it clings to the side of the mountain, and it ends before an arcing bridge of mouldy encrusted stone that spans a natural chasm. Gargoyles cloaked in black moss perch on the corners of the bridge, their frowns weather-worn. On the mountainous side of the bridge, a waterfall spills into a misty pool nearly 1,000 feet below.
Wow, okay.
The pool feeds a river that meanders into the fog-shrouded pines that blankets the valley. So it's just a
We still
large
see
waterfall, and this you
Ravenloft
see
up to our heel, up to our right.
up to your
What
right.
is
Yeah,
going on?
you
Why
can
can't I-
see
There it is.
the castle, Castle Ravenloft.
Smart, you don't worry traveling this close to Raven's Watch, do you?
I just want to move as quick as we can.
Sure.
Yep.
I was gonna say we may. I mean, it may be more treacherous, but we may be able to avoid this part if we travel along the woods instead of through the path, I guess. But if
I
that's
think
more
that would-
risky, but
I think that's more risky. I think our best path is to continue along the road as far as we can. And at this point, it's probably getting later in the day when you reach a set of gates,
okay.
similar to the ones that opened as you entered. These are very similar in gates, and as you as you leave, they open all the same, and you are able to walk out.
They autonomously open?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So creepy.
Okay.
As you continue further on, you reach.
Do I see that as we start moving?
Yes,
Does it look like a windmill?
it does. It looks like an old, decrepit windmill on a hill.
Where's this?
Just southeast
Oh, there.
of Valakai, yeah.
Yeah, right.
So I'm assuming that we've traveled like along here. Like this is the route we're taking, like that.
Yes.
Okay.
So as you are walking along the path, the old Salvage Road transitions here from being a winding path through the Bannerlock Mountains to a lazy trail that hugs the mountainside as it descends into a fog-filled valley. In the heart of that valley, so you're on the top of the edge of the valley at the moment, you see down. In the heart of the valley, you see a walled town near the shores of the Great Lake. Its waters dark and still. A branch in the road leads west to a promontory, atop which is perched a dilapidated stone windmill, its warped wooden vanes stripped bare. So you guys have come up over this hill and are now seeing into this valley where there is this walled town, which is Valakai, as this march points out, and the larger lake to the north of it. And from where you are, you see this hill, you see this trail that leads down to a windmill down to your left, and it is getting very dark. It is starting to become dark.
Ismark, I don't think we make it to Valakai before night, and I don't know about you, but I don't think traveling at night is the best choice.
I agree.
And
Um,
I cannot see many places to make camp other than in the woods, except for a single place down there, where I know you said that it should not delay us, but we need to stop at some point.
Oh, this feels like a bad idea, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Look, maybe it is best we just continue at night to move as fast as we can. But I do not know. I can handle myself.
Arena looks like she
We-
can handle herself as well.
I am not helpless, but my brother is a far better fighter.
Well, if we are happy to travel through the night, I guess we shall keep moving.
All right.
Yeah, let's go. Keep our wits about us.
Okay, I guess hustle it is.
Grangrik,
Yep.
I don't think it's. I don't know if we should spark up any torches, but we're gonna have to follow your lead. I can't see that well at night,
Yeah.
so you have to keep a watch out for us.
Ismark and Irina human?
Yes, I can
Okay,
need to
so
see very well.
no
They would
one has
like a
dark
torch.
vision except for me. All right, cool. Good to know. I guess I will lead the way.
Would you like to be on my shoulders?
What I might do then is Druid Craft allows me to light a candle, torch, or campfire. DM, you can tell me if it's okay. I would like to just keep a small flame in the palm of my hand, basically.
Of course. Yep.
So I would just keep a small, basically candle light, just in the palm of my hand. I'll have it so it's just coming at the top of my staff, and just so I'm carrying it, just so they can sort of see directionally which way I'm heading.
At least
Yeah.
just have a visual on you. That would be good.
Yeah. Yeah. But I would say, I suggest you stay close and try and keep vision of my light. But I think it is time we pick up the pace if we can and get to Valakai.
You continue your journey onwards, and I would like someone to roll a d20.
I will.
Crab.
Oh, Crab will. No, Crab can.
Crab, roll me a d20.
4.
Natural
7.
20. That's my third one tonight.
Really bad. That could be
Please
really
roll
bad.
me a d12 and a d8.
Be really
Oh, wow.
bad.
That bad? That's good.
No, it's
We
really
like
bad.
that.
Nah, extra
A
bad,
n-
extra high, extra low.
A 9, obviously on the D12, and a 1 on the D8.
Oh no.
So 10.
Ten enemies.
10 enemies.
10 enemies.
You guys could be fighting in the dark.
I have blind sight, but it's only 10 feet, so.
It's just running around like a psycho until you're within 10 feet and
Until I'm finding something like, ha! And then run over.
found you.
Got him.
You begin to hear howls
Oh shit.
approaching. You
10
quicken your pace
werewolves.
and attempt to move faster. And soon, even out the corner of your eye, you begin to see these black figures emerge. And then all of a sudden, 2 round in front of you. And you hear the howls and the snarls, and you see these hulking great figures as these dire wolves come around in front and behind, and 8 of them circle you.
8.
Nice.
Now we can either roll
Right,
or we can save it for next time.
I think we save it for next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I'm
fifth
kinda
quarter
good.
to
Yeah.
midnight. For
Yeah.
us.
Is the daylight saving change good for you, Crub, or bad for you?
The what?
The
Daylight
daylight saving
savings.
change.
I think it's bad for me, but it is what it is.
What
Okay.
time is it for you now then?
It's 8 a.m., but mine will change to where it'll be
9
fall
a.m.?
backwards. No, 7.
Oh, you go backwards, so it's going to be
It's
7
literally-
a.m. for you now.
Correct. Yeah, so that it makes it me up at like 2 a.m. or whatever the next time we
This
play.
next, like 4 months
Yeah.
are gonna be the worst.
Yeah. it's-
What when does yours change?
I don't know. Probably I think it's in November sometime.
Oh, so we've got like a month of decent decent timing. Okay.
How we all feeling, guys?
Good.
Yeah, this is fun. I like it. I really like my character.
It's good. It's good.
He's fun.
Yeah. I like mine. I like the ability to hide.
It's
How are we feeling about a possible tail spire?
yeah.
A what?
So
Tail
Tailspire's got
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of
Oh
support
yes,
for
I'm down.
for this.
subscribe.
If you guys are down
Yeah.
to
Sure.
get it, I'd be happy to
Yeah.
run a bunch of stuff through that instead.
I'm keen. I'm down.
Also means that we get to use our actual characters as tokens.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
sick.
Your actual
Oh.
mini.
That's sick. I'm down.
Yeah, I'll
with
get
that.
it.
Cool.
Yep, same.
Sounds awesome.
It's good though.
When are you
It's on
back this week?
Steam. Oh,
I'm back for one more week.
One more week. Okay.
it is
Um,
$36 AUD.
I'll have to see if I can do it because there's only I might be having a date night with Abby.
Yeah.
Because
Well-
it's my last week before I go back to work, and difficult to see her through the week because she's got work. So we'll see.
Cool.
I'll keep you guys posted on that.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get this next section through. There was some stuff that I was curious to see how you guys react with this session, and I wasn't sure how things would go. There was like 3 combats that you guys avoided.
Really?
Yep.
Well, probably the one with the hag.
No
assuming-
comment.
The one
Um,
with the vampire dude, Donovich,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
maybe
You know how
the,
bad I wanted over that trapdoor? Oh, so bad.
maybe the Vistani attack.
I really hoped that you were going to do it on your own.
I know. I wanted to so bad. Ben wanted to.
That would
You-
make-
Grangrik
that would've
knew
been
it wasn't
so
such a good
bad.
idea. Grangrik is very wisdomous. He is quite wise. He
Very
knows what's a good
wisdomous.
choice and what's a bad choice.
You would have gotten destroyed.
Nah, that would have been good. Quick entangle. Oh, good. Couple of
Between
bonks.
things, scream out to us.
Do you know how strong a vampire spawn is, man?
No. Grangrik is very, very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I would just
Um,
wild shape a couple of times, then he won't
Yeah.
have a chance to.
Fair.
Does the wild shape still carry over
Yes, it
their
gives- yes.
HP? Yeah.
Yeah, so I get temporary HP on top of my normal wild shape hit points, and then revert back